All right, man. Today is Monday. It is November 21st. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It is Snake Draft Monday presented by Miller Lite. On Zoom, we are joined by Rico Bosco, the first guest ever. Rico, when was the last one you were on?
Oh, well, let's air this out now. I was on the last one where it was a tie. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
The apps.
Yeah.
We never resolved that.
What is this? What's this?
I proposed a runoff.
Well,
yes.
That's what we're going to do.
Well, I mean 6 months ago.
It took 6 months, Eddie.
Well,
we should have done it on Wednesday.
You guys were fighting. You guys were fucking banging on my door to get that done.
Can you show accountability one fucking time?
Oh, the two contestants were dying for a winner. You guys were dying for a crown. You guys really were wanting to get that done.
I said runoff.
All
we would have to do.
If I'll give you an equation. If two boxers think they won the fight, at the end of it, the judge is going to make the call. We're just boxing. You're the judge.
I'm not the judge.
Well, he's not the judge. The people are the judge. Sometimes.
You're the commissioner.
Correct.
You got to make a call. So we'll sort that out.
I think it should have been like.
Well, it was going to be a
I feel like George is in the news for this all the time. It's like they have an election and then somebody wins, but then they do a runoff election anyway. They don't really know what goes on down there. But it's like all the other candidates are out, and it was just it should have just been straight up me versus Rico on a Wednesday.
No, that's what it was going to be. It was going to be a 3-round app off with apps that were undrafted on YouTube.
You just reallocate the poll. You just make it a head-to-head.
So simple. So simple.
That he was going to do,
and we just can't. Gotta complicate it.
It's fucking
repost the poll with 2 options.
That sounds easy to me.
Or drive fucking people to our YouTube and get more fucking people to watch.
I mean, that's the case.
That's the case. Actually, do something to help our YouTube channel.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly.
Hey,
I think the YouTube page is very important.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Yeah, so do I. Now that I know what you were going for, I'm in.
Thank you.
We had communication
problems.
problems.
Well, let's fucking pick a date. We'll do it. You guys will hop on a Zoom. It'll be a 15-minute express draft, and we'll get it done. Maybe it won't even be apps again. We'll do something else. We'll figure it out.
You can't not. You got to draft apps. You got to go back to the apps.
And you can't bring this up the next time Rico's on.
I totally forgot about it. Apparently the competitors did too, but Chief did. Anything. I might just fucking crown Rico the winner right now. If Chief didn't,
are you talking
Can you? See, now here comes the authority.
Yeah,
this
is what
selective.
This is what I mean. It's like, oh, Chief didn't know. Of course I knew. I knew as soon as he said it was a tie. I knew that we tied, but it was 6 months ago. And then it's like, well, if I push back too hard, it's like, oh, he cries about it. And if I don't say anything, it's my fault. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I proposed a runoff immediately. Didn't do the runoff.
Well, it's easy just to blame me. So.
Well, then how about then I just apologize? When was the last time you apologized, Ed? Have you ever apologized?
I've apologized.
What have you apologized?
Sixth grade, you got gum stuck in a girl's hair, and the teacher said, "Say sorry."
He took a shit in the urinal, and then he apologized for that.
I'm
boycotted.
It's Thanksgiving week. All right, it's Black Friday.
It's about time you be thankful for the rest of us.
Are you watching soccer today, Ed? Come see us at the
River North.
River North bar.
Correct. Yeah. If you got the day off, come on out.
Come on out.
We're this is the time continuum right now. As you're listening to this, we are drinking beer at the bar.
Correct. This will literally this draft will probably go about an hour and a half. You could finish this draft up. You could walk right to River North and hang out with us.
That's true.
Come fucking if anybody's got beef with Dave, he'll be at the bar.
Yes,
say to his face.
No, not that bar. Different bars.
Let me tell you something. The only thing that can make watching soccer tolerable is being at Barstool River North with you guys.
There you go.
You should go.
I mean, this guy's just not even a patriot. Doesn't love the country. We're going up against
Italy
Wales.
In this year?
They are not in.
That's probably why Rico is all mad.
There's a lot of merch in the store too. The Black Friday sale goes.
I'm wearing one of them right now.
Yeah, Black Friday. We got Wayne and Garth party on. That's good. We got a nice L one. We got I'm wearing a hat. There's a hat right here.
I'm wearing a hat.
I'm wearing a hat.
Sweatshirts. We're gonna have a nice little commercial coming out. Rico's got a bunch of great merch. Follow him on Twitter. Return of RB. A couple underscores in there. I don't know what comes first. Which
in
comes
between.
In between.
Yeah, return underscore of RB underscore RB. Yeah.
All right, there we go. But today is the Thanksgiving break draft. So like we did dude. So I was talking to Chief and Dave about this, Carl. It's crazy that like we've been doing this for years now, literally years.
3 years.
That is crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
the Thanksgiving one with KFC was years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you come bringing back these around, and like how do you make them festive and topical? So like we decided to make this just a Thanksgiving break draft, and the categories are one Black Wednesday song, one weekend rivalry game. The game has to be being played this weekend, but don't think of it under the guise about how the teams are this year.
It has to be a game.
Yeah, it has to be a game that why would he got a fucking
Because I had
Old Testament?
rivalry, my parents versus traffic. So I'll give you a little tease there. I'm not taking that.
I think that's perfectly fine. You said rivalry.
Rivalry game. I'm being silly. Rivalry game.
Yeah.
I think you could leave it open.
One rivalry game, but it doesn't have to, like, if the teams are down this, like, at the current moment, that doesn't matter. The point is, at Black Friday, there's always a good rivalry matchup. That's the point of this.
And it's the whole weekend because
Correct.
I pushed back because I was like, well, when I think of the Black Friday games, I think of A&M in Texas.
Yes.
But that's no longer.
It's no longer, so you can't draft it. But
Sad.
But so don't think because one school's down, it's just this weekend. But it's a rivalry weekend in general. You get one thing to eat, you get one tradition, and you get one thing that you hate about the weekend. Okay, so Thanksgiving break, I'm going to run through it one more time. One Black Wednesday song, so think back in your heyday. One weekend rivalry game, one thing to eat, one tradition, and one thing that you hate about the weekend. Create your best Thanksgiving break draft, okay? Tommy Smokes won. Congrats to him last week. Mm-hmm. Let's do the order. Intern Lance has 1 through 5 behind his back. Rico, what number is it?
3.
No.
Carl.
4.
No.
2.
Yes.
I will take I'll take first overall.
1 through 4, White Sox Dave.
1.
No.
3,
No.
Rico.
4.
Yes.
Oh shit! I'll go right in the middle. 3.
Carl.
1.
Restart.
Have we ever?
Honesty.
That was nice.
Yeah,
that was
respect.
nice.
Yeah.
I don't think Harry would have done that.
No.
Wow.
I think Harry's got his fingers ready. 1.
No.
Fuck you, Danny.
I'm sorry.
Dave.
2.
No.
3.
Yes.
I'll take the 2 slot. 1 or 2, Carl.
1. Yes.
2.
I'll take.
No,
the,
it was yes.
I'll take the
You got
4
it.
spot. I'll take 4.
All right, Carl. White Sox Dave, you're in the pooper.
Does anyone ever call you Edward? Like actually in your life?
I call him that
Actually,
pretty
no.
regular.
No, your mom doesn't call you Edward.
No
Okay.
one.
Just wondering.
I call you Edward.
Not really, though. Like fucking around. All right, so the order is Chief, Eddie, Rico, Carl, White Sox, Dave. Before we get things underway here, I do want to talk about our friends at Miller Lite. 'Tis the season to get together with good friends and great drinks, and that means 'tis Miller time. Since 1975, Miller Lite has been the beer with taste you can depend on. No games, no gimmicks, just great beer. Not only is Miller Lite a great tasting light beer, it's also a great gift for beer lovers in your life, and even more gift ideas for perfect beer lovers. Visit the Miller Lite shop site at shopmillerlite.com. Shop.millerlite.com, excuse me. Their new holiday collection features everything from cozy beer-inspired holiday sweaters to drinkable ornaments for your tree. This holiday, 'tis Miller time, so enjoy Miller time with your friends and family. That's nice.
It is
Miller
nice.
Lite is great merch.
Oh, dude.
They do.
Great. I don't want
Really good
listen.
merch.
Grab a sweater from us, sweater from Miller Lite, sweater from us, sweater from.
Can
Miller
I tell
Lite.
you something? We had a beautiful Miller Lite ugly Christmas sweater in the hopper, and we've done some collabs with them before, and we couldn't do it because they had already kind of beat us to the punch. Like they did one that was very similar themselves, so they really do have great merch, and so do we. And it was just like one of those things we just couldn't get it done. But no matter which way you go, like Miller Lite's got the best stuff.
They do. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/redline to find the delivery options near you so you can give the gift of Miller time this holiday season. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. 'Tis Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, number one pick in the draft. Chief, lead us off
Travel.
here.
I'm going with the worst category. I'm taking travel. Travel on Thanksgiving. There's no good way to do it. Planes, trains, automobiles, doesn't matter which mode of transportation you have. It's all miserable. Traffic's horrible. Trying to get through fucking TSA if you ever have to do airport travel's brutal. Every single mode of transportation. And like if you're driving and you're trying to bring a side, Rico's stuck in the dark. He's got the wonton don problems. Yeah, he's swatting flies, trying to trip the motion sensor.
Getting up.
Yeah, traveling on Thanksgiving weekend is absolutely brutal. There's no good way to do it. And and I'm trying to plan my way home, and I don't have a car right now. And I was on the phone with my dad, and he's like, can you plan it so we go at off hours? 'Cause I'll pick you up, but like I want to pick you up at either like 6 a.m. or 1 o'clock. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I'll see if I can arrange that, Dad, because you add an hour to whatever your normal drive is. There's no good way to do it. So the worst part of Thanksgiving weekend is traveling.
Yeah. I don't think anyone will argue with that.
It's like the chalkiest pick ever, but
And like it's not. Listen, I've never traveled away. Like, thank God for Thanksgiving. I feel for the people who do. I know Thanksgiving Eve is the most traveled day, but even just the traffic of trying to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Like fucking, it's tough. So I get it. I totally get it. It's a good pick. I didn't think there was many good picks. I think this is like a lighthearted one. We'll let the people kind of decide it, but that seems like a 1-1. In terms of hate, makes sense.
I think it's, for me at least, because this is a great holiday. There's not a lot bad with it, in my opinion, and so I just wanted to pick a category that I thought was pretty thin.
What about the factor if you made the turkey, transporting the food, it
brutal
sucks too.
Brutal. I don't know. I kind of feel like whoever hosts, you're on fucking
sure.
turkey. But if
what are you talking about?
It happens though.
Oh, I've had the sides too, where it's like
whatever.
and it's like you hear something in the back of your car, and you're like, oh fuck, like what was that? And you had a little spillage coming out the back of whatever your casserole dish is. If you didn't secure it the right
around
way.
in the back seat.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah,
that is a good one. So yeah, like any form of transportation on that weekend is going to be bad.
Yeah, very chalk, but you got to take a worse thing. I think it's a good category to go with early here. So
no, there's plenty to hate.
Oh, you got a lot to hate, huh?
Oh, there's nothing but hate in my heart.
Dave hates traditional holidays.
That's not. I like Thanksgiving, but there's plenty to hate about it.
It's the best fucking holiday. It's late, whatever. Right, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
All right. To me, I'm going to go with tradition and another thing, pretty chalky here, but I'm going to go with that post-meal nap. You don't got to worry about no fucking gifts. You got nothing to do. You hop on that couch and you just fucking zonk out. So the post-meal nap is going to be my tradition that I'm going to go with here.
What's your angst there, Dave?
It's not a. I wouldn't consider that a tradition, really.
Oh, you pencil that in. That is part of the holiday.
If someone tried to take that away from you, you'd fight it.
Yeah.
Sure. Like if someone's like, no, we're not doing naps this year, you'd be like, the fuck we aren't.
How about, I'm sure most people have been to like that first Thanksgiving at like a significant other's, where it's like, you're like, am I allowed to take a nap here? It's like our family, and it's like you want the nap, but you can't get the nap because it's like you got to talk to the aunt that you just met. It's fucking miserable. So if you don't have home field advantage for Thanksgiving and you don't have that nap in, it doesn't ruin the holiday, but it makes it fucking a lot worse.
Hindered.
You just drink so much that you can just pass out.
You need a basement in that scenario, Chief, or like a separate room, like so you can't do. You're not gonna fall asleep with your hand in your pants in the fucking living room, like 8 feet away from fucking Aunt Barbara sitting in the. You know what I mean? But if you go down in the basement, you got some nieces and nephews playing, knock hockey, whatever, and you're off in the couch with the fucking Cowboys on, and you're like, all right, they're up 2 scores, like I'm good to go, and here you go, fucking bobbing on the A train, like you're in home free. So
well, that you hit the nail on the head with the nieces and the nephews thing, like, because then you're just, oh, there goes nice guy Rico, nice guy Ryan. He's gonna like pal around with the kids, and you just let them do their own thing, and you just nod off for a bit.
Yeah, like you guys want to make $10? Don't pretend like I'm dead.
Yeah, you bribe the little kids.
And if anyone asks, I'm alive.
Yeah, exactly.
So you dislike the pick, or you just didn't think it's a tradition?
It doesn't. I mean, napping's not.
Dave,
no, I'm not gonna veto it.
There are certain
I
naps
look
that are
forward to that
traditions.
every year.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not.
Yeah,
no, I get it. I'm not vetoing.
Back off.
But if you call it, it's like everybody just laid out at the house. Are all the men laid out?
Oh yeah,
Like a siesta.
oh yeah. It's the barracks, baby. Sleeping bags. The twin size mattresses are out. No.
There's nothing. Whatever. This
No,
might tie into my pick, but I'm gonna go.
It's like the scene
I'm
from
gonna take.
Godfather.
We got one thing to eat, right?
Yeah, one thing to eat. Correct. Yeah.
All right. This ties into the nap because there's nothing better than waking up like delirious, wiping your mouth, and being like, you know what? I could go for it right now. The leftover sandwich. I'll take the leftover sandwich as my thing to eat.
Oh, your food. So you're taking the
Whoa.
leftover sandwich.
You're doing that on Thursday?
Yeah, fuck yeah, you are.
Oh, that to me is like
All
a
right.
next day.
Well,
But
okay. Listen, if you here, Chief,
Like later
all
that
right?
night?
That's a tradition.
no, oh, is it a tradition?
I think it could be a tradition.
I thought he
No,
said
it's
a
a
thing to
food.
eat. Yeah.
Food.
yeah. I mean, well,
I think it's a good pick. I was just surprised that he woke up from the nap and went immediately to more food. I thought you were going to go for a piece of pie there, Rico.
Depends. I mean, you can,
No, you eat the pie before the nap.
No.
Yeah, you
Nah,
do.
I don't know. I listen. You putting holes in this thing, but if you make enough food, which you should on Thanksgiving, you have a leftover sandwich on Friday or Thursday again after the nap, or you have again. We'll get into things you hate, but you eat at fucking 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like at 5, 6 o'clock, it's time to eat again. You make a nice little leftover sandwich. You got a couple of rolls, turkey, the heat up the gravy, stuffing, mac and cheese. Put it all right on a fucking sandwich.
You make it. Yeah.
I don't think those are
And you got it
leftovers yet. It's
Friday.
the same day. Like that.
No, they're leftovers.
Is it a
They're
leftover?
yeah.
How long does it have to be after a meal for it to
Have
become a
they-
leftover? I
have
don't
they
think it
been
becomes a
trans-
leftover. If
Great
you eat at 3 and
question.
it's 6, it's
If
not a
they've been
leftover. It's still out.
transferred to
All right.
Tupperware, it's a leftover.
It's got to leave.
I don't think it's transferred yet. I don't think
I
those
think-
things have been
Okay.
thought about tinfoil
I
yet.
think if the plates have been cleared, then it becomes
it's definitely
that-
left.
yeah, because
When
it's
it hits
technically
Tupperware.
it's left over from the dinner.
Yeah,
So
Carl, it hits
then it's
Tupperware, it goes in the fridge. People start divvying it out. Oh, Carl, you got a long drive. You're going over to Naperville. All right, here, take a. They make you a little thing with the bag. Pro move too. When no one's looking, you always fuck with what you want more. Like if they give you yams, you don't like that shit. Go take Carl's stuffing in his bag. Fuck with the bags. I always do that.
The leftover.
That's kind of
terrorist at family parties.
Yeah,
over.
seriously.
yeah. I'm glad.
That's
I'm
fucked
glad
up.
Tom Lay's not sitting here right now for this.
You,
Why? He's got a big family.
He does. He does. He would be offended.
Animals,
I
I
didn't
tell
know.
you,
Yeah, I don't know.
animals across the whole family. That guy.
All right, yeah. Hey Tom, maybe one day I'll go to your family party.
Do people know that you two are cousins?
I mean, this guy.
I mean, do they?
Now they do. Now
Well,
they do.
you made it. You were
No,
like,
he-
hey,
It's
No,
not-
he didn't.
listen,
I
no,
did it. He diverted. I picked up that he doesn't necessarily want people knowing. Then you went back to the well.
No. Chief, honestly, I don't care.
Okay.
I just think it's one of the funniest inside running jokes with you guys. So
Yeah.
like,
it is very
fine.
funny.
It's delightful that
It's one of
yeah.
those things that I
like
have to
even that,
remind
you're
myself
generic.
of too.
Like, you guys genuinely laughing, and where I'm like, oh, he's got a big family like that. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
yeah, I saw
Easter
White
egg.
Sox Dave like walking around like he was gonna say it. I'm like, oh no.
No,
It was a great moment for the boys doing
I-
the show.
I
It was a
would've-
great sub moment for the boys sitting around doing the show. It's fine. It happens. We're here on the topic. I want to say he was with us for a while before it was like, yeah. We're like, wait, what?
yeah.
It was stunning.
Yeah.
It was a stunning
That
revelation.
moment, that revelation was like, no fucking way. Small world.
What percentage of the company do you think don't know that they're related?
I would say the vast majority.
Can we? Does
90?
Portnoy know?
No way. No fucking shot.
I don't think so. I don't think he cares.
I still don't
Does Dan know?
I still don't associate it though.
No, I don't.
Yeah, well,
Like-
it's also like it's not. We don't make a thing out of it. Like I love him, obviously, he's my cousin, but it's like he does his stuff, I do my stuff. We don't necessarily. It's not like I love him, but people don't need to know that to like have him make his own way. Like he's a star in his own, you know.
Yes.
I also feel
I got a couple of months left. Like I mean, it is what it is.
I also feel like from a personality standpoint, you guys are on opposite branches of the family tree.
See, I think that you could say that, but then something happens. You guys are both. I mean, the way you react to stuff is just so much passion. You guys like the stuff you love. You just fucking love. God, Tommy for the Rangers.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
But yeah, you guys are. I mean, do you have any piercings?
No. Oh, Rico?
No.
His
not
face
a
was
hearing
towards
guy.
me.
Do you have any piercings?
I feel like
Belly button.
Well, that's Tom. You know what? Shout out Tom.
I'm shocked. The leftover sandwich. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see it coming either.
Still don't think they're left over.
But Eddie, tell me you don't make it every year.
If there's a nap in between, it's 100%
not-
leftovers. That's not seconds at that point.
I'm not a big leftover guy.
This guy.
But
Eat
I'll-
them on
Whoa,
Thanksgiving,
whoa.
I'm not a big leftover guy.
What does that mean?
Just
What
not,
does that
I
mean?
don't know.
You're like that food. I don't like used
Not
food.
good enough.
dude. There's just something about the wet.
No, there's
the
not.
wet Tupperware. that's
There's
just
nothing
like-
about it. There's nothing about it. You're wrong.
You don't cook, do you?
I
can't
use the air fryer. That's like the height of my like.
That thing is magical.
It is magical.
It's
and it's
magical.
easy.
Bro,
Pull
I saw a
pull
TikTok. I know we're
salmon,
getting on a
chicken.
tangent. I saw a TikTok the other day, and I love turkey skin. We can touch on turkey. I have some hot takes on that. You take a piece of the skin. I'll send it to you guys. You take a piece of the skin and lay it out and put the shit in it and roll the skin over
Like a
and make a
burrito.
fucking burrito out of the fucking.
In the air fryer?
No, just straight up. I guess, you would have to reheat it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Put it in the air fryer. But, like, I watched this woman, and she fucking put it in a burrito,
interesting.
man. It looked unbelievable.
It's like,
TikTok?
like
Is that
an egg
TikTok?
roll or something.
Yeah, like an egg roll. That's what she said. Yeah,
Yeah.
burrito, egg roll, like, crazy.
Interesting.
You have
Here, look
piqued
at
my
this shit.
interest. Oh my god.
Or that's, sorry,
looks,
it wasn't on TikTok. It was on some, like, thing. Look at that. You take the skin.
That
fucking-
looks heavenly.
Woo!
Looks like a beef Wellington.
Heavenly.
Bit.
I'm going to try it this year. I'll let you know.
Low carb right there too.
You don't know.
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
leftover.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Thanksgiving don't count. That
Yeah,
shit.
who gives a shit on Thanksgiving? I'm gonna put 30
Well, I
pounds on
mean-
this week.
Well,
Can't wait for
I
it.
am interested in the feedback that I will get on this.
If 3 hours later is leftovers.
Yeah,
or
and I
not.
still think it's a great pick. I don't think it impacts the pick at all. I'm just saying my brain is like, how long?
Well,
until
Carl, the
food
thing
becomes-
is, so
and this
I-
has nothing to
listen-
do with the pick. It's just like
No,
where
no,
my,
it's
how my brain works.
worthwhile
Where I'm going to be
discussion,
sitting here
though.
for like an hour, just be like,
I kind of love it though.
Oh,
It
4
sparks.
hours.
I think if this is how I would break it down between seconds or thirds or fourths or whatever and leftovers, if you immediately finish your food, don't get up and go in.
Yeah,
Eat
that's
more?
not a leftover.
We
That's
sparked
not
a new
leftover.
debate though.
Yeah.
Like what is the
But
what is
if there is,
leftovers?
if the
Leftovers.
table's been cleared, there's a sink full of dishes.
Yes, then it's a leftover.
You know, shit has been moved to Tupperware. It doesn't matter if it's 20 minutes later. It's leftovers.
I think it's a grace period called, the food's still out. I think that's just what like.
All right, but let's say you're not eating it, but you're packing it up. They're like, hey, take these leftovers. They've already been named.
Sure.
So then it's a leftover because you're already calling it that. That's a leftover.
I think you got to leave locations.
Listen, if you want to poke a hole in Thursday, I'm still saying Friday sandwiches still pretty good, man. When I
Yeah,
go
it doesn't,
into
this doesn't have to be.
This is like outside of your pick. We could probably do an hour and a half of
Yeah,
what a
for real,
leftover
for
is.
real.
Yeah.
I don't think
honestly,
it becomes a
just-
leftover till the party's over.
Very polarizing
Fair
pick,
enough.
Rico. Let people know this is the topic. Talking point of the draft is when does it become a leftover? When everybody stands up, when everybody leaves the table. Who knows? Let us know.
And for leftovers, like I think you throw away table manners and all that. Like you go up there and you just start shoveling shit without regard for.
I'll
human
do a
life.
leftover draft if Ed wants to sit one out.
no, there is no. To be clear, too, there is certain stuff that I do
take the
like
week off. Take
leftovers
next week
for
off.
too.
Well,
We'll do
well,
leftovers.
let's-
Pasta's a good leftover.
Okay.
Pasta's
Pasta,
a great leftover.
That stays.
You know what I mean? And
Because
there's
it fucking sits in there.
and there's
it
certain stuff like
marinates.
that's like a no go. You can't leftover. You know, like
Anything
Pizza in the air
marinated.
fryer?
Anything
That's
marinated.
the way to do it.
Anything marinated. Give it. Throw it in the
Yeah.
fridge for an extra day. It comes back stronger.
A steak doesn't.
like a steak's
that-
not a good fucking
Heavily
leftover.
marinated skirt.
fucking fry.
Eat it, but
Fry is not a good leftover.
I'll give you a bad leftover. How about assistant coaches? Carl takes over the staff. He keeps on a defensive coordinator. He's a deadbeat. That's bad. Bad leftover as assistant coach that stays on the staff.
Ethan Katz, White Sox.
He's a good leftover. He's the only good thing they've done in years.
Carl, you're up.
I was gonna do song, although I don't. Nothing like really jumps out for song.
Song's very interesting to me, by the way.
Yeah, I have no idea where that's going.
I'm pumped to see where that goes because I think you're an idiot if you go certain ways. But sorry.
Well, I mean, I could take. I'm not gonna take Rico's song.
You take it. Take whatever you want.
I'm sorry, Ed. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at the.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I get this. You said rivalry game. It's next weekend or this weekend, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll take the game. I'll take Michigan Ohio State. I mean, whatever arguments you want to make for other games on the board, knock your socks off. Rivalries.
That's the game.
That's the game.
Yeah, that's the game.
That's the game. And instead of talking about how great the game is, I'll just say the one I remember most. I think the best game in the history of the games had to be. Was it?
06.
Yeah, Chad Henne.
Troy
Smith trading touchdowns. And it was funny. I think that game was only 35-28 or 42-35 or something.
The teams ran the ball back then.
But it just felt back then like they just ran up and down the field. And like, yeah, it was 35-28. Like today, a team, when you say, yeah, they're running up and down the field, it's like 63-60. Yeah, Mike Hart was on that team. You know who the backup for Michigan was? The freshman, redshirt, Ryan Mallett.
Yep.
That's right.
For
he
Arkansas.
transferred to Arkansas.
Big arm.
Yeah.
Big
Huge
fucking
arm. He started a game I went to against U of I the year they lost to.
Big arm, long release, though.
Those were the Ohio State teams that Brady Quinn's sister
Yeah, A.J. Hawk.
was hooking up with A.J. Hawk, and she would wear the joint Notre Dame. I always hated that.
As
Don't
Ohio
wear
State
the joint.
steamrolled them in the Fiesta Bowl.
Michigan, Ohio State.
Definitely. I think maybe there could have been one other debated to go here, but I think strong.
I think this is. I wonder if this is like
there's another one you could
if
argue
this
about.
is a regional thing.
It's got to be.
I
maybe not for that
like to
game.
think if you're like a big Pac-12 fan or a big ACC fan, you still be like, it's Ohio
rivalry.
State, Michigan.
Yeah.
It's David Boston and Charles Woodson fighting each other. It's the guy from Ohio State coming out giving the double bird. Like that to me, like that's like when I think of like someone said like pick a game in college football, doesn't matter what we're drafting. Like I'm picking that game.
Yeah, well, listen. I mean, that's the answer right there. Like, we can't give away picks, but are certain games out west or down south going to mean more to those fan bases? Yes. If you ask one person, that's what we do here. Like best one across the whole country, it's Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah.
So just the way it is.
It's almost like if you have to pick another game that can't involve a team you root for, who would those people pick?
Exactly.
And I think they still pick Ohio State.
Yeah, but you don't think there's one that gives it a run for its money?
I know which one you're talking about, obviously, but I think that this is still the one.
Yeah.
Even though Michigan's been until the last handful of years.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Well, especially this year too. I think it's like relevant. It's so.
It's going to be 3
Yeah,
versus 2.
This is why
it'll
this
decide
is-
who goes to the CFP or who goes whatever.
Yeah. Big Ten champion.
And it's way better when that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fucking blows when these two teams get together, and it's like number 4 versus unranked 6 and 4,
Which is what it has
Yeah.
been, but that's to better Chiefs' point, or your point even, you drafted it, when it's like, Ohio State's ranked 3rd and Michigan's clinging on to bowl hopes.
Yeah.
It's still the game.
Or how about like when we were kids? Like I feel like in the 90s and maybe the early 2000s, Michigan had that streak where they won like.
It was how it is now with Michigan.
Reverse.
Boyd
Yeah.
Carr fucking ran through Ohio State. You know,
Right.
they come out, here's that lefty quarterback who's always getting concussed.
Joe Germain.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the guy, but that's the guy I think of.
Yeah. What before
Stanley Jackson.
Before Johnny fucking Sweater Vest showed up. What's he doing, by
Jim
the way?
Tressel.
How the
Jim
fuck
Tressel.
is he
He
not
was
coaching?
the chancellor at Youngstown.
Yeah.
Youngstown
he
State.
was.
Stop
But
being an
I feel
educator.
like there were so many times where Ohio State had these unbelievable teams, and they were like on their way to the national championship game, and then Michigan would clip them. And like, so Michigan, then Michigan would, steal their title hopes from him. And it was always like, God damn, Ohio State would be 11-0, and then Michigan would ruin their year.
Well, that's why this draft's fun, because it's like, hey, you're going to get to pick like five.
Yeah.
Like a 5 combination of like, hey, this is your break. Which game do you want? Like, you only
I want this game. I want the Saturday.
Yeah.
And I do like that that's just a great.
I have one criticism of this game.
It's at 11?
Yes.
Ooh, that's my
Saturday night
favorite
game, yeah.
fucking kickoff.
Really?
Yeah, it's my favorite kickoff time, bro.
Dude, if this game, imagine the sun goes down at halftime of that game.
Michigan
I think they just switched it at one point for like public safety.
It's just like when that 11 starts,
I bet you that has a lot
I don't
to do
like
with
you
the
just
it.
shut your
11
brain
either.
down.
I agree.
Even if it's an afternoon start.
Get up, do a little bit.
even a 2:30.
Run
I'd
a
say.
couple errands, make the pot of
2:30 is
coffee.
okay.
Yeah. But a nice 6
2:30 is
would
too
be
late. Then
strong.
it's 6 p.m.
A 6 would be great.
6?
Prime time.
Be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys gotta see the faces of these people looking at me like a fucking caged animal. In this room with
Just sitting in the.
Yeah, if people knew where Rico's in a storage closet.
I know.
They
I
probably
know
think you're in
exactly what-
solitary confinement
It
for
used-
something
it
that happened
used
on
to be
Pick'em.
it used to be a little office room.
6,000 of these fucking things
Roman.
hanging out.
Yeah.
More
It's the
people
Donnie
looking at me.
booth.
How you doing? Okay.
Speaking of Michigan, Ohio State, if you're looking to go to the game this weekend, look no further than Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Created by fans for fans, Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, we don't know what you're waiting for. You guys are going to love this app. We've had tons of Barstool fans using it, hitting us up on social about the great deals they're getting. It's rivalry weekend, so honestly, there's tons of great games, and it's just a great opportunity to just pop.
You want to go to
that app.
Ryan Field this weekend, Ed?
Hey, it's on the table, Dave.
Yep.
We don't tip picks, but you guys know what's going on out
I
there.
have it on my list. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys know the games that are out there. If you got your eyes on any rivalry game out there, Game Time has you covered. Whether it's a concert or a show or a comedian, just hop on there. Best price drop. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab. Create a login. Redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed. Get tickets to that Ohio State Michigan game, and go watch like the most storied rivalry of all time. White Sox Dave, you're up.
This is going to be very specific, and it is going to be what's on the chart or whatever. We have evolved as a family from cooking our turkey in the oven to either smoking or grilling it in, I don't know, I'd say the last 6, 7, 8 years or whatever. One thing to eat for me, my favorite thing, is the stuffing while the turkey is still cooking. So you open the oven, you open the grill, you open the smoker, whatever. You just take a little spoonful out of that nice gaping cavity and go to town, Ed.
So you're just spoon feeding out of a raw turkey's asshole.
No, you gotta let it cook first, obviously.
You have
But
a
pretty
fucking-
much.
Dave's favorite
Just as a-
Thanksgiving tradition is getting salmonella.
Nah, you're not getting salmonella. Rico, you
I would
know
go
exactly what I'm talking
grandma
about.
stuffing to me is perfectly acceptable, but stuffing out of all right, stuffing out of the ass.
Yeah, you got 20 minutes left with the bird. You know it's good. You just get a little cheater spoonful because you can't resist.
Fair.
You just have a penchant for being absolutely grotesque.
How am I being grotesque?
You just
How
go
many
in there,
how many spoonfuls are you
You
using?
just take
Yeah,
a
I mean,
heaping fucking
yes.
gaping out of that turkey bird's asshole.
And then now he's definitely using the same spoon to go back in.
No, I'll throw it. I'll just use like 6 different spoons, and then
David.
no. By the
No one
time,
believes you. Use
by
the
the
same
time dinner's actually being served, you got to wash all the spoons that you used.
No, you fucking Scary Movie to it. You fucking lick that spoon and you go back and
Hold on a second.
just keeps
Smell
that
his
stuff in a
fingers.
little bit
I
more
think he's a
moist.
finger guy. I think he's reaching his
No,
fingers in
I
there,
don't do that.
scooping it out.
because I don't like getting my hands dirty. Otherwise, I would.
That's true.
But
He's not lying about that.
that is true. I don't like. I
what?
keep my hands clean. But yeah, you just take a little cheater spoonful, and we can all agree that stuffing is the best part of Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Now, do you like? Is that a thing for you guys? Did he help his pick with it while it's cooking?
Nope.
Carl, do you agree with that, or do you? Think,
I don't know. I don't. That was a tradition.
No, thing to eat.
Well, like
But
Dave,
the thing is, the thing to eat is supposed to be a leftover.
Stuffing as an
What do you
appetizer.
take? Is
see,
it
like-
thing to eat or tradition?
We spent all this time about what a
I mean,
leftover.
that's not a
Isn't it-
tradition, though.
It's one thing to eat.
Just because you do it every year doesn't make it a tradition, I don't think.
Well, what are you, all right, so what are you picking?
Well, I
Thing
think
to
it's
eat?
exactly what is tradition.
All right. Thing,
Okay,
what are you
I
picking?
walk.
What category are you
I
filling?
walk. All right. I take a shit every Thanksgiving morning. Is that a tradition?
Yes.
I don't think that is. I think that's just what you do.
Uh,
I mean, if you took one
All right,
shit
so
a year
are you
and that
taking
shit was
thing
only
to
on
eat?
Thanksgiving,
That
that
would
would
be
be
a
a
tradition.
tradition, Dave.
Yeah,
So if you
so you're taking
How many times do you
thing
eat
to
stuffing
eat-
out of a turkey's asshole?
when I can. If it's at my parents' house, 100%.
what do you say, Rico?
I wouldn't do
Anytime
that.
you mean
I wouldn't.
like,
I would not do
because-
that. I would not do that at another house. I will say
So
that.
because Dave will always eat stuffing out of a turkey's asshole. It is not
it's
reserved
not the
to
asshole. It's the neck, you moron.
whatever. Because
Learn
it's
the anatomy of turkeys.
okay, because it's not reserved for just once a year. You're saying that if like fucking Maggie's over here making a turkey tomorrow for lunch.
No,
you
I
see
just
it
said I
with the
wouldn't.
stuffing,
I would
you'd have
not
it.
do that unless it was my house. I have some manners and some.
You got some decorum.
Yeah, some decorum.
what were you saying, Bosco?
All right. Thing to eat. So you're taking thing to eat stuffing while it's cooking.
Yeah, just your cheater stuffing.
All right.
I call them cheaters.
All right, fine.
Cheater spoonful.
Cheater stuffing. That's what I want on the graphic. All right, fine, perfect. Stuffing's still on the board.
Stuffing's dead. Stuffing's gone.
I don't know about that.
I drafted stuffing. I just want it. Know what?
Yeah, the appetizer stuffing.
Oh, this is gonna come out before Thanksgiving.
Just because- when did you say that
I would
was-
have. You remember when we did the ladle trick for the pandemic at Mariano's?
Yes.
On Thursday, if I remember, I'll probably need to be reminded. But when I go to get my cheater spoonful, I'll have William Williams snipe me from the side.
Get him in the picture with you.
I can't do that.
Have a nice little hey,
He was at Al's Pizza last night.
There you
was
go.
he?
Ryan didn't
you're
introduce
up.
himself. Very rude.
You're up again, White Sox Dave.
Wait.
I'm gonna go with the Iron Bowl.
Yeah. This has a debate. Alabama, Auburn, like, for sure.
This is a primetime one typically too.
Yeah.
Which
See, I also felt like, though, as a kid, I don't remember Alabama being as elite as they are now.
No, they weren't. They lost to
And
Northern
I don't
Illinois.
remember. I definitely don't remember Auburn being like as elite. I always remember, no matter what, Michigan and Ohio State mattered. So I get it. I'm not poking holes in the pick, but like as of late, yeah, this game has magnified, and you've had some wild ones. But you know, Eddie, you said like it puts it to his money. I don't know. I think short term, it's just as good. Long term, I don't know if it holds up as well.
it
If that
depends
makes
on what
sense.
you mean by long term, because I think if you go to the '80s with
Oh, yeah.
Bo Jackson and the end of Bear Bryant, like that game fucking matters. And I agree with you that I don't remember it being as big of a thing like when we were kids, but it is the Iron Bowl. Like it is to me, it
definitely,
is
yeah.
the number 2.
I think it's the
a
only
good
number
one.
2.
It's definitely
Everything after that, I think.
number 2, and it's maybe 1B.
Right, and
my
I know
eyes.
what's going to be picked after that. I would assume.
Do
I
you?
do.
I don't know if you do. I don't know.
I
think
think
there's. I
do.
think there's a little
But
bit of.
It's a
debate
lot
there.
more muddier, but I mean, these two teams that I'm thinking of, they're on such different parts of the country. There's not a regional rivalry.
What are we fucking doing? Oh, I wonder what game he's talking about.
Well, we've been fucking alluding to the one I just drafted.
That's fucked up, Dave.
It's not, but this is like they're fucking neighbors. They hate
Yeah,
each other,
all right.
same state.
Any more
Same
notes
conference.
on Alabama, Auburn? Kick 6, obviously.
That
Yeah,
yeah.
the kick 6.
And then there are so many like in the last 20 years, like the Cam Newton where they're playing the take the money and run pregame, and then they get down I think 20 at halftime or something like that, and then he takes them all the way back, and like he had that big Heisman moment, and they win the national championship. Like it's funny that the games of the Iron Bowl that we remember are the rare ones where Auburn's on the right side of it.
That is true,
Yeah.
actually, because you'd assume to be the other way
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
What about an ancillary? Who's their ancillary rival?
Who?
Like either of these teams?
I'd say for Tennessee or for Alabama, it's Tennessee.
Uh huh.
They play every year.
Okay.
Or LSU.
Or LSU.
LSU, yeah, I would say probably.
But like
Yeah.
Tennessee is the one that they have fixed in their schedule from the other side, from the East Division.
I'd say neither of these teams have one that compares to Michigan State, Michigan. Right?
No, I think that might be one of the top handful of rivalries in all sports, at least North American sports.
Like Michigan is like a rare, like baked in fucking.
They fucking hate each other, those fan bases.
Two horse rivalry.
And you could say that when Notre Dame's on the schedule, Notre Dame, Michigan.
That's a heated one too.
Yeah.
So does that? I don't know.
I don't think it
Hurt or it's
I think almost
weird,
maybe enhances it. There is something to it having a nickname too. Like any rivalry game that has like its own thing, and the Iron Bowl is at the top of the list for nickname football games for me.
Good point. All right, Alabama, Auburn, Carl.
I'm going to take song just because I don't really have a good feel for this category. There's one song in my head that very much has to get drafted. I'm taking Piano Man. I want a song that, like, you come back from college, you sing with the boys. It's something that comes on. You just feel good. You feel warm. You hear the tinkle of the fucking keys. I can play it myself. There's a piano at home. You come home. You sing the boy. Like, it's just a great fucking song. It's a track. Brings everybody together. That's what I think with Thanksgiving. I have no clue what to do with Thanksgiving song. I'm taking Piano Man and Billy Joel.
So this was the most interesting category because song goes anywhere. You went classic, right? It was Black Wednesday song was what the topic was, what the category was.
Sure.
So I figured like Black Wednesday song, like you're going out with your buddies. Like what does that mean to you?
You're at DJs or something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's not where my brain went.
No, that not.
Yeah,
a
but
Black
that
Wednesday.
Piano Man will come on at the hang up and fucking people will belt it.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So mine is drastically different than
I'm
Piano
not
Man.
fist pumping, man. I'm like we're not fucking bumping and grinding.
Well, I'm not,
here.
but like I'm.
You know, I want something that's like, you know.
You want a little decorum.
Yeah,
So
feels
I
good.
think
Feels
under the
good.
guise of like a Black Wednesday, I don't know.
I'm still taking it on Black Wednesday because I'm gonna get fucking hammered and Piano Man's gonna come on and I'm gonna fucking rip it, Ed.
Piano Man gets played on the eve. Piano Man gets played on the eve.
Thank you, Rico.
And I would say, like, when you're like a younger kid, like 12, 13, 14, and you're not going out with your friends on Black Wednesday and you have a family party, like pre-party, like you're going to get more oldies because it's like your uncles, your aunts, like they're playing things from their era, and I think Billy Joel plays in that, and that's kind of where my brain was too.
Yeah, Ed wants Love Shack by the B-52s, or what do you think?
No, wait till you hear my pick.
Cascade?
You guys, I'm just judging how this room warmed up to Piano Man. You guys are gonna fucking shit on my pick.
4 heavy hitters.
Whatever, I don't care. But I'm just gonna say what Black Wednesday means to me. So it is what it is.
It's Black Wednesday. Black Wednesday song.
Yeah, Black Wednesday song.
Like we're going out Black Wednesday.
Exactly.
Get the Black Wednesday playlist going.
Exactly. Piano Man. Piano Man's a good song, but
What do you mean it's a good song? It's a great song.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect it and call it a good song.
in the
Ed.
guise of a Black Wednesday. Like,
You hear the harmonica play and you're looking here like, oh, I know this one. Let's go. Yeah. You're not talking me out of this, pal. You're not discrediting this pick.
Good pick.
The more you
you're not playing this at DJs,
Yeah, he
bro.
is. Yeah,
Really?
fuck.
Are you going
Well,
to?
all right, Eddie.
Set it,
We're going. Listen, you're going. I was never, to me, the eve. Is it my pick?
It's your
Yeah.
pick, yeah.
All right, so then I don't know how it made it this far. But tradition, and if it's too broad, you'll veto it. Going out to the bars on Thanksgiving Eve is the best tradition there is.
I completely disagree. I fucking hate that. That's the most overrated holiday. I'm using air quotes on the planet.
Okay, now you could hate it. But as I always say, like people are like, oh, that place sucks. It's too crowded. Why is it too crowded? Because people want to go there. No matter if you
They want
like
to go
it or
there
not.
because they don't. It's like they're obligated to go there.
But whether you agree or not, there's a lot of my friends who hated Thanksgiving Eve, and they only came to my house for the pregame. So like I debated that, and there's a lot of like personal traditions that I like. You could go with that. But in terms of like a tradition that no matter what, at one point in your life you did do, it was going to the bars on Thanksgiving Eve. It's the biggest bar night of the year. It's an appointment. You know who, like, even if you're going to do a drop-in, I don't know, I'm getting mixed faces here. Is this not a Thanksgiving weekend tradition?
No,
Yeah,
it definitely,
definitely is.
I just don't like it. I'm a go-out guy too, Rico. I like to go out, and I can't stand going out on that. I think it's the most overrated day of the year.
I love it.
Hey,
I love
Rico,
it.
are you still going out on Black Wednesday?
Oh, Chief, I'm sadly retired.
I know.
it's like when Tony beats up the guy, Muscles Marinara and Sopranos, just to remind everybody he's still got it. Like, I still want to go. I want to pick out my shirt on November 1st. I want to go. I want to time myself of getting through a crowd to the bathroom, and I really got to go in 4 seconds. I want to show you how shifty I am. I want to dance to a couple of songs we can't name yet. You know, I want to have food at, well, that's another character. But, like, I want to show I could still hang. But sadly, Chief, I'm retired. I've hung it up. But for years, I was dominating. You meet a new girl, you fucking, you know, you're dancing and romancing.
See, Rico, I think it's you reconnect with an old girl kind of night. That's like maybe a girl you had a crush on in high school, but you were only 5'2", and you couldn't approach her at that point. 10 years later, it's a different ballgame. So I it's one of the I'm leaning more towards Dave, and I told Eddie this story when we were talking about this draft. But I was at a bar called the Filling Station. It's like a downtown St. Charles, my hometown, and I was like 26, I want to say. And then it's like a bigger holiday when you're like 21 for like the college kids coming back, all those kids. And I was sitting there, and then I can't remember what song came on, but everybody just started spiking, like Gronk spiking their glass beer bottles on the floor. And I'm like, I'm too old for Black Wednesday. Like, I can't do this. You got like these hooligan kids just smashing glass all over the floor.
Yeah. I did what Brady, like, every year I had people at my house. Like, if you didn't come, it was a personal insult. And there were only, it was actually funny. So I'm one of 5 siblings, and 4 of us are really close. So the group started to, like, blend, work in together. Like, one of my best buddies ended up marrying my sister's friend. And, like, this kid that I'm friends with, I would only see him on Thanksgiving Eve. He just knew, hey, I'm showing up at Rico's house at, like, 8:30. They're going to have the fucking Maui on and a couple of cold beers, and I'm good to go. And then, like, years later, my sister ended up meeting this kid, and she's like, I feel like I met you before. He's like, yeah, I'm at your house for your brother's party every year on Thanksgiving Eve. So, like, you know, it overlaps, like, but I probably hung around a little too late, a little too long in the bar scene game, because it is a young man's game. But I mean, I get it. There's action, like, it's, you know, and, like, if you can justify it, if you're 26, 27, you're like, you know what, I'm not going to go out the rest of the weekend, or when I go out, it's going to be much more low-key, like, I'm going to go somewhere, like, I don't know, you pour it all out Thanksgiving Eve. It's a great night.
I still love, too, like, just knowing you for, like, 5 years now, your commitment to calling it Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable, too, right? Do you call it black or blackout?
Black Wednesday.
I just call it black. I've heard
blackout.
I
think blackout was like some DJ who put on a promo poster for, you know.
Much. We call it Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah. It's like, bars are just fucking packed.
Yeah, that's why I can't stand it. Like, it's all the same bars I go to all the time.
Dave, a lot of action.
It's too much action. I don't want to wait in line to go to a fucking dive bar around the corner.
Yeah. Okay. Going to the bar on Thanksgiving Eve.
Obviously, it's very draftable, and we'd be fucking up if we didn't draft it. I just personally fucking hate that day. That's me, though.
All right, back to me. Should I do it to him, Dave?
Do it to him.
Take the song.
No, should I do it to you?
To me?
To you.
Oh, don't do it to me. You're going to do that to me?
Should I do it to him?
Yeah, do it.
Hold on a second. How are we going to work in 2005 Illinois, Arizona into this trade? What do you do?
We probably can.
Dave has to draft it.
That's actually my tradition. I watch it every Thanksgiving.
Should I do it to him or should it be nice?
I already wrote it in, so do it.
I'll be nice.
Oh, you're a fucking pussy, Ed.
So fucking lame.
Grow a ball sack for one time.
Well, I like one more. I like a different one a lot, too.
Okay.
Well, now it's like...
So then there's nothing... Then why would you even consider doing it?
Just to be a dick. Go ahead, do it.
Do it.
Take the greatest intersectional rivalry there is that Dave already alluded to.
Yeah, I'm taking USC Notre Dame.
Okay, veto, because it only happens every other year.
Yeah,
most of the time, when it's at Notre Dame, it's in October.
Yeah, they fucked this up. Because this could be a marquee Thanksgiving game, and when it's in Notre Dame, that Bush push was in October.
Yeah.
So, listen, it's a great rivalry, and I'm not looking to be a dick, but, like, it's not every year.
Well, I stand corrected. That's 2 vetoes. Ed, what do you got?
I'm not actually vetoing.
You can veto it.
I'm not going to veto it.
Oh, no. Now he wants you to veto.
No, I'm not going to veto it, but because it is that to me is like one of those primetime games that weekend. It's like the last great one because I feel like the Iron Bowl kind of ends, or I think that game usually starts at like 6, right? And the Notre Dame game usually starts at 8 because it's out west, and it's like the last great college football game of the weekend. And it's a great game. It's like a historic game, maybe the historic game. So if you want to take SC Notre Dame, it's there for you.
Yeah, I don't know really what else I have to say about it. Clearly, there's the Bush push that makes it a little more spicy within recent years, which is getting not recent years as the years go on,
Dude,
which
was
is
like
crazy.
17 years ago.
I know.
Damn it.
But yeah, it still it especially hits just growing up here as well, because that was one specifically where I still remember as a kid. I don't have a dog in a fight. I showed up in a Liner jersey one year just to piss off all my Notre Dame buddies, and they were furious.
Yeah.
So,
I would also say that, the reason that this game is at the end of the year when it's in Southern Cal hosting and when it's at Notre Dame in October is because Southern Cal doesn't want to play in that cold. They can't do the Midwest cold. They're too soft. They're a pussy organization. And I think Notre Dame's going to punch them in the mouth this year. I'm going to go on the record before this week.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, Notre Dame USC is my pick.
To me.
To you, Chief.
Yeah. Thanks.
Long time.
That was going to be my pick.
How many vetoes do you need to get knocked out?
Two. That was
all right. I rescind my veto because it is a tradition. It's just every other year. Fuck it. It's a rivalry game. Fuck it.
And it is this weekend. That was the qualification.
I can't believe you didn't take St. Peter's Curtis, Eddie.
It was
No tips.
It was on my list.
All right. I'll take this as a tradition. But the marathon of Illinois high school football state championships on Comcast, and
Channel 8 or whatever.
It's I think it's usually on Comcast, which is channel 200.
It used to be on the local access one.
Yeah, you're right, it did. But that, like, Rico, that's when our state high school football championship games are, and there's 8 classes. So over 2 days, you get 4 games on, I think it's on
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. And it's just like anytime, like if one of those games, like the big college football games, becomes a stinker, like Ohio State's killing Michigan, you just flip on and you get like whatever great like high school game there is, and it's either at usually downstate at Illinois or sometimes at Northern and DeKalb where we were yesterday, and that is like one of those nice little traditions that we get in Illinois. Is just like a marathon of big time high school football on TV.
I used to love going to it every
It's
year.
a very good pick. It's a very good pick.
It was cool.
They do 1 through 4A on Friday.
Yeah.
5 through 8 on.
So I like that, but I have a problem. I think like the high school games on Thanksgiving should be, because I know. So I played one game my senior year of high school. It was not football on high school in New York City is not a thing. You look in the traditions.
Yeah.
There's like 1 or 2. It's just how it goes. Massachusetts, it's a big deal, and they like sell out stadiums. So all my buddies from college, they all play in these big games. I kind of have a problem. You're saying it's the championships?
Yeah, we do it a little early. Like we start our season in like mid-August, and then
I just don't think. I think that hurts the crowds. I think that hurts like, I don't know. I like more of a rivalry thing on Thanksgiving rather than the championships. Now, if they did the championships all day Black Friday, that'd be fucking awesome.
They do.
That's what they do.
It's
They
Friday,
do.
Saturday.
It's
Friday,
Friday.
Saturday.
You get
all
4
right,
games
so
on
I
Friday
stand
and 4 games on Saturday.
So they
All
start
right, I
with.
got it. So then that's pretty awesome because like I could just see, like Johnny fucking Jones in give me a random town in Chicago. I'm horrible with the suburbs.
St. Charles,
like,
North Illinois.
It's the only one I know.
St. Charles,
exactly.
North Stars.
And then you got his uncles like being like, "You're gonna go take a second plate of turkey? Don't do that. It's gonna fucking slow you down." You got like I don't know. I just love like a state championship game and you sitting at a family Thanksgiving and everybody being like the stars. That's a pretty cool story. So I like that for sure.
Yeah.
I'd say the more specifically too. It's a great pick. Huge tradition in my house. If my dad was drafting, he would for sure take that 1-1.
Yeah.
It's by far like the second that. And there's one specific game. It's the 1A game. So there's 8 classes in Illinois. and we're all like 8A, 7A guys around Chicago, 6A. Then once you start getting down, you're like, ooh, 5A is like, that starts to get pretty small.
Yeah.
4A, you're like, oh, you went to a 4A school. I don't know 1A people.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who went to a 1A school. These schools have...
Like everybody's playing both ways.
Everybody in the school is on the team.
Yeah.
Everybody plays.
The entire team's
freshmen
like 40 people
to
maybe.
Seniors.
Yeah.
You'll have cornerbacks that are 115 pounds.
Yep.
You'll have a fucking quarterback that's 5'6". You'll have some like it is so funny, and they play good. It's a good game.
Yeah.
It's always fucking good. They're well coached.
You guys do straight size. It's not class.
It's the size of it's enrollment of the school for public schools is the baseline, and then they have a multiplier for private schools.
It makes it better. Yeah. So like, what's the top class?
8.
7 and 8 are interchangeable.
And so those, I think 8A is like 2,000 or more students, and then there's a multiplier for private schools that's like 2.5 or like 2 or something or 1.7.
I want to say that got instituted because Joliet Catholic was like killing everybody in 4A for a while.
Right? Yeah, they win state every year.
Yeah,
you can petition up though. So East St. Louis is it's a power, and they should be 4 or 5A every year, and they send kids all over the country for like national level recruits, and they play 7A every year. Because they just petition and say, hey, we want the better competition for the state tournament.
There's something about how bad the broadcast is, too.
Yeah, It's
like the only broadcast these guys do all year, right? It's like, we do the Thanksgiving Day broadcast.
And I think some
shady. They'll just like cut to like a corner end zone for like a 5-minute rolling shot.
It's just so charming. And then like you get so spoiled with football. Like you see an awful call and you're like, oh my God, they got to challenge this. It's like, oh, we can't. And it's like, we're not going to look at this.
Yeah.
Like, and you see these kids getting fucked. You're like, oh my God.
Games are over in like an hour and a half.
What the fuck, dude? Prairie Ridge is getting fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is, it's.
I'll give a caveat to that, too. There should be a channel that, doesn't do well, that's just running those games 24/7.
I like it.
ESPN HC or HS.
24/7. And no rhyme or reason to it. So, like, you'll get one from 96, and the next year you get, like, 07. And, like, they show you the little thing, and, like, you could pop in, pop out. We used to have the big one. Nobody's going to pick it now, so I could give it away. It's St. Peter's Curtis Thanksgiving Eve basketball. And Staten Island Cable on demand had them on demand where you could go back and, like, watch. Like, you could watch 95. Like, you watch, like, as a random viewer. Like, Carl, you tell me your dad, if a game, like the Cubs are down 1 million, like he wouldn't just pop on that channel 24/7?
Now it's all stream. Like they all got YouTube channels and shit now.
Yeah.
Like all these games are showing.
I'm just
now.
saying. Like,
but yeah, you're right.
I think there's something funny to that.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, and that was like a thing when I was in high school at least, where it was like, oh, we got CLTV this week. We're the CLTV game.
Yeah.
And it's like the
big
local
fucking deal.
Huge
Van
deal.
Leer's calling the game.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
That was like, oh fuck.
Kenny McReynolds.
Yeah.
Here comes Norm Van Leer.
Like they should even just go all in. Remember that ESPN Classic thing they would do when the guy would be in studio and be like the vault and be like, hey, tonight we're gonna bring out Naperville versus fucking Arlington Heights or whatever the fuck, and let me tell you about this Eddie Ferrara kid at middle linebacker. Like he was a treat to watch. Like I don't know, it's just the guy. This one guy just knows everything about these teams from like 30 years ago. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
I still watch it. I love watching the selection show for the brackets. That's one of my favorite shows.
That was
Edgy Tim talking.
Or the Friday night highlight show on CLTV too. I don't know. Yeah, like that was like you come home from whatever you're doing on Friday. And for me, it was like we would do it for basketball, and then like we would have our game and go out to somebody's house for football, and then come back around midnight or whatever. And then
state championships move the needle. Eddie, remember we were out in Detroit, and then me and you were going to try and go to Ford Field for the early one? Or we were asking the casino to try to put one in the corner?
Yeah, I do. That was funny.
I think that we might have to get some kind of award from IHSA for being the podcast that talks more about high school football than any show in the country.
Nothing wrong with that, guys.
Yeah.
They actually do have Edgy Tim has a podcast. He probably follows all you. He follows me. I talk.
Edgy Tim is the first internet guy. I was obsessed with Edgy Tim.
I had an account.
I check in every week.
What a beast, man.
I stopped checking in a long time ago, but I used to follow the rivals rankings and say I knew every player on every fucking team.
That was a special time in life, man, where you were like, yo, they just upgraded this guy to a 4-star.
Yeah.
We were pissed Durkin wasn't a 4-star.
He does a good job.
He was only a little 3-star.
Chief, you're up.
I'll go with song, and I'm more in the Carl boat, and I think this is a personalized one. Maybe not even everybody knows the song on this panel, but "Stay" by Jackson Browne. So, and that we had in our family, we have the one song I've always talked about that it's like our end of like the big family party song, and this would kind of be like the second one because it's like you're just telling people to stay a little bit longer. So
for Black Wednesday.
Yeah, like if more of like a family party or like more of a low key party where it's like, I don't know, maybe 20 people, something like that. You put that song on, everybody in the family knows the lyrics, everybody sings it. It's a good time. It's a great song. And like I have an uncle my uncle Brian, obsessed with Jackson Browne, and I think everybody has like that kind of like douchey uncle who's gonna like make everybody listen. Like you can't put it on the stereo. You're gonna listen to me play it. And he was that guy for us, and he would play guitar. He would play Jackson Browne "Stay." And
let's look up the chords there. Maybe I'll be the douchey uncle this year.
Yeah, so the actual, it's technically two.
Go ahead.
It's technically two songs in one. The first part is called "The Loadout."
I don't think you're right about that. I don't think you're right. I love Jackson Browne. I saw him in concert last year at the United Center. He's fucking great. The Loadout's like a whole different song.
Sing your song.
I can just try to play it for you. I'm not going to sing it and butcher
it. We can't play it.
You can play about 10 seconds.
Yeah. No.
No, less than that.
I want to do way more song drafts.
Just a little bit longer.
I got stopped by...
All right. Look at that.
Oh, so there is a longer rendition.
The higher up.
The Loadout is its own song, though, too.
Put a name out there right now.
I like the Maurice Williams.
Now, is this not what you think?
I can't hear shit. No.
You got to stop, Rico.
You got to stop, Rico.
You got to stop.
You're going to get us fucking canceled.
I'll
call you after
We're
and we'll
almost
do
at
this.
53,000 subscribers, man. It's a big day for us, dude. Don't fucking ruin the 53.
Sorry, I mean, you don't have to. You can cut. Listen, this is what your producers. Tell Tom Lay to get off his big fucking family party and start cutting this thing up.
I thought you were going to say big head. I thought you were going to make fun of the size of the head. That
do you like the pick, Dave?
Wait, so Chief, the song that Berman loves, where he's like, you know, like the seats are all empty, the roadies.
That's the Loadout.
And you don't put those together. You just like stay.
Yeah, I think I always thought of them as different songs.
Yeah, I have them as different songs.
The way I've heard it is that long version.
Is that like a live version you're listening to where he just like
pretty much, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song.
I'm sure it is, but they're two different songs. It's probably just that album you listen to. It's like listed as one track.
Corrected. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So stay. All right. That makes sense.
That's such a good fucking song.
It is a great song. And the Loadout's great too.
Yeah, Jackson Browne's the best. A couple of years ago, I found out my dad went to Jackson Browne at Wrigley, maybe like 2018, and I'm like, "What the fuck, asshole? Why didn't you invite me?" He's like, "I didn't want to go with you." And I'm like,
"Yeah, I saw him and James Taylor. They played together at the United Center.
Taylor,
yeah, it was great. It was a good show.
I think it was the Chiefs.
I was the youngest person there by like 40 years.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I went and
this
saw.
This is Maurice Williams in the Zodiac sings this, right?
I don't know.
Different version?
Maybe.
Who the fuck are?
I'm sure there's plenty of people.
What did you just say? The Zodiac?
Maurice, he was on my doo-wop
Are you a
playlist.
Scorpio?
Is he a Scorpio?
Are you a Scorpio?
What does that mean?
That's a Leo.
Is he?
No, Libra.
You're a Libra?
I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you.
That makes sense.
What is that supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't know what any of those things say.
That's
But I
what
just
fucking
whenever
Stay by Jackson Brown.
Are you
Yes.
guys into astrology?
no,
I don't know anything
Rico,
about
you know,
what a Libra means.
What?
Never mind.
Stay Jackson Brown. Dave, any comments?
I love the song.
Anymore?
The only problem is with all these songs is like there's not a single song that I think of when I think St. Patrick's. It's Thanksgiving.
Black Wednesday.
Well, you hate bars. You hate bars.
Wednesday.
So all right, yeah. To each his own.
I hate bars. Are you kidding me? I'm the only bar guy in this room.
Okay.
Dave is also like the Touch Tunes guy at the bar. Too.
That is very true. Touch Tunes automatically reloads for me, Rico. It's like an iPass or Easy Pass for you guys.
Touch Tunes at a bar, not having a DJ on big nights, tells me John Taffer should be on his way there.
Shut up. What kind of bar are you going to
DJs.
that has a DJ on Black Wednesday? That is outrageous. That sounds like
Hey.
This just further proves how much of a trash pick that was.
Rico,
because
we're Irish pub guys around here.
that's exactly it. I want to sit around and
Barstool
drink
River
out
North
of.
guy. We'll see you guys there today for
Yeah.
the World Cup match. Go USA.
I want to drink out of plastic cups.
No touch tunes at Barstool River North, but a DJ booth.
Yes.
All right, back to me. I'm gonna go with my worst thing. Worst thing by far, and you know this if you've ever done this. I'm gonna working on Friday. Have you ever had a job where you have to work on Friday?
I have. That's fucking bad.
Awful.
Yeah.
Having to work on Friday.
Yeah, well,
My last job before
working
I
a
got
full
here.
day on Thanksgiving Eve is fucking criminal too.
Yeah.
Criminal.
We had to for both. My old job, we didn't get off that Friday.
It's
at my
awful.
old logistics job.
Really?
I've done it Fridays. It's horrible.
Everybody
And
and their mother.
And the worst part is it's a dead day too. Like,
Right. Nobody gives a shit.
Dave, I was doing logistics. There's no fucking trucks. You're just coming in to babysit.
forget that he was
You
in
got the
logistics,
games
too.
on. You're like, why am I fucking here? You're going back. I was going back home anyway for the weekend. Like, it was
Right,
a fuck-
right. It's just, and for my company, everybody and their mother would sprint as soon as the new PTO, like the new year started, they would take that day off. And after a while, it'd be like March. And they'd be like, all right, hey, nobody can take the Black Wednesday or the Friday after Thanksgiving off. We won't have a workforce, so no more accepting that for PTO. It sucks.
Yeah,
It's the worst
nothing's
thing on
getting
earth.
done too. Like, what's really getting fucking done? Like,
Yeah, you just have
That's
to
a
be
great pick.
physically. It's the worst part.
And
of
even the
break.
bosses are all just like there. Like
No,
they
they're not
at
there.
that point they empathize.
They're not there.
I mean my logistics firm, there was like 3,000 people, so there's of course bosses there. But if you're lucky enough where they're not there, then you're not doing anything. But like even my bosses would be like, all right, like just look busy,
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's a good
It
pick.
is awful. That's great. Might be the pick of the draft so far to me at
good
least.
pick.
Thank you, White Sox Dave. Don't be a place that makes their workers work on Friday after Thanksgiving. Don't do it. Just give everyone the day off. It's only one day.
Unless I personally need your store to be open. Because then I'm
Yes.
like, you guys, you make some people work.
Productivity is at all-time low. Thank you, Dave. Hey, this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Unfortunately, life doesn't come with a user manual, so when it's not working for you, it's normal to feel stuck. Navigating any life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. There's many benefits of therapy. Obviously, the holidays, there's happy times for many, but some not so happy, right?
Very true.
So this could be a great time to look to talk to someone to try to, go through these times that
Holidays are hard on everybody.
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
yeah.
So to try to make things better and try to get over some pain in your life. So definitely look into BetterHelp. It's a great option. Is the world's largest therapy service. BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It could not be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/walk. That's betterhelp.com/walk. One more time, like I said, I know holidays is not the most happy time for a lot of people out there, unfortunately. So definitely look into betterhelp.com/walk if that's you, unfortunately. And just make sure you're talking to someone, please. Okay, moving along here with the draft. Rico, you are up.
Yeah, so nobody's touched my songs. I guess I'll save that. And hate. I don't think that's getting picked on the rivalry. I'll take hate now just because I can. And there's not a lot to like here, but you can definitely sort through some things. I'm going to go with the cold. I think this is the first weekend or first time where you really, and I'm not a jacket guy, but where you're really getting tested. Like, hey, it's cold. Going out Wednesday night, the next morning after, like, walking around doing some shit. I think the cold, it really is when the weather starts to turn on you. The cold can get you. that break.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, it's like it's the first one where you're like, man, it's it's 1 a.m. You don't wear a jacket because there's nowhere to put it, and then you're like, fuck, it's cold. Like it's the first time you admit it's cold. I think it's when the weather, like you said, the weather really turns. Winter's coming. Yeah, everything it can really get you.
Yeah, there's something to that. I think a little more regional. We're probably a couple weeks ahead of you in that front.
Probably.
Like,
it was. We were at NIU last night. It was pretty fucking cold.
It's fucking cold.
Yeah.
So we're there, whereas you guys are probably not there yet. But at the same time, like November.
Yeah.
November, like you're pretty. You know what you're in for, and obviously Thanksgiving's late November. So, but regardless, like if you're going out Black Wednesday, like you're definitely. Put it this way, Well, I guess Halloween is your first dilemma where it's like, do you bring the jacket or do you have to worry about being hot in the bar? That's always the worst like dilemma. Or do you just fucking Iron Man it and just go cold?
Never wear a jacket. Never wear a jacket.
You said don't?
If you're going out and you wear a jacket, if you're a young guy, I'm not saying me. I'm not saying one of you fucking guys. I'm saying young dudes going out. They're like, yo, we're going out. You got a group of guys. And you wear a jacket, fucking, you're not hanging out with me. I'm not going out with jacket guys.
Unless they got coat check at a club. If they got coat check at a club and you know that's a caveat.
Who is going
Carl,
to
I look at it like this. You know when your coaches used to tell you, hey, when you show up to the game, like, be ready to play. I walk into the bar on Thanksgiving Eve, or a bar in general, I'm ready to play. Yep. My shirt is on, my watch, my hair, I'm ready to go. I don't need no jacket. I don't need to hold it. I don't need somebody to look at it, hide it. I'm ready to go. Oh, Susie wants to dance? You want a shot of green tea? You want a high noon? How you doing? I'm ready to play. Look ready to play. That's what I'm looking at.
You see a group of guys, and more than 3 of them are holding a jacket. I mean, it's just a bunch of virgins.
How do you dance? How do you fucking get the fuck out of here?
I love that White Sox Dave is perpetually perplexed that
he's so mad at me.
People live a different life than he does.
I think that
like you just said, who's going to a club?
There's a time and place for everything.
Who's going to clubs?
But no, I think
with these clubs.
Black Wednesday specifically is a day clubs are out.
That's like a townie bar.
That's
night
a townie
to me.
bar night.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Sure, yeah, but like,
but his townies are probably a little bit more clubby.
It's a bunch of greaseball Italians.
He's not from fucking small town Iowa. He didn't grow up in Wheaton. He's from fucking Jersey. They have DJs. They wear fucking collared shirts.
My fucking family's from Jersey. I know how Jersey works. I was just out there last
Jersey
week.
Dave. I thought you were from Staten Island.
Yeah, he's from New York, but it's
I get this
a
looped
fucking
in.
bridge trip away from Jersey. It's all the same shit.
Yeah,
You're telling me people in Tom's River are going to DJs on Black Wednesday?
It is open. It is open.
I know it's open.
But no, the hot bar on Staten Island would rotate year to year. Some years it was Kettle, some years it's Play, some years it's another place. But there is a strip along the main area from where on my side of the town that like you can go to 3 or 4 and the lines kind of like run into each other. It's like there's lines here. If it's too long, you try to go there. You grease this guy. Like you'll hop if you're really good at it. You hit a little bit here. You hit a little bit there. Nowadays, you check the gram, maybe you check the story, you see who's there. Oh my God, she's there. I gotta go there. Like it's again, I can't do it. I mean, it's an old man's game. But back in the day, dude, I was from 10 p.m. to fucking 4 a.m.
All right, Carl, you're up.
I mean, be very easy to take a thing. I do hate waiting outside the club on Thanksgiving Eve. I very much do hate waiting in line.
Because you didn't bring a coat.
Well, I'm fucking not wearing a coat. Right. I can't get in the line. Everybody's trying to go to the club.
Is that not your pick? I think it's a good pick. That's why that dish stinks.
It was a joke, Dave. All right, I got to do some more thinking here. I'm gonna take a chalk tradition. Ed, what do you think I'm taking?
A chalk tradition.
It's not actually. It's chalk for me. I got a Thanksgiving tradition. I'm taking 2 birds, making 2 turkeys when I'm home with my parents because there's something where I was like, hey, I want to make a turkey on the green egg one year, and my dad's just like, sure, we can do that. And my mom's nose got all out of joint, as my dad would say. He calls me, hey, your mother's nose is all out of joint about this turkey in the garage thing. And he's like, we got to find a solution.
Just do 2 turkeys.
And I was like, yeah, okay, well, what's she saying? He's like, she needs a bird in the oven. She needs this. She said something about the smells and the fucking gravy pot.
She's right about that.
Yeah, so
that is fair.
So he's like, we're not doing battle on this one. So he's like, we're gonna do 2 smaller size turkeys. I thought it'd be good. We're still gonna cook one outside.
Which bird's better?
I mean,
Be honest.
the oven bird is amazing.
I think that's for the juiciness
beat it,
of the
yeah.
bird. It's
the
the best.
smokiness of a smoke. Like you smoke a turkey on a green egg is a very nice experience.
It's a nice flavor.
Yeah, it's rich. The texture's outstanding. The way the skin comes together. If you want to make a burrito later, I would highly recommend smoking that turkey because it comes with the crunch.
Yeah.
Chuck Naso has infiltrated the Bosco house for Thanksgiving.
Really?
He's basically the bald guy junior, right?
I think that's like the nicest thing you can do is bring somebody in for Thanksgiving.
He's not coming. His ideas have infiltrated the Bosco
Oh,
house.
fuck that. What?
We're gonna do some steaks this year because turkey stinks.
Oh.
I don't. It's
Like you
I think
still
most
do
people
it.
agree.
You gotta have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna mix it up. But Carl, I want to do the fucking smoked one, and I want to do the deep fried. But my family's they're sissies. Nobody will do it.
So you got to get an uncle or a cousin and say, hey, this year you and me, I'll get a setup out back. We'll just get our own turkey, and anybody who wants to get a piece of the party. Mix in a second bird. It's very liberating.
I mean, this might be the rivalry too. Family divided. You want the oven bird? You want the smoked bird?
Great rivalry.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys
Cooking 2 birds.
Yeah.
and then smoking cigs because you're smoking a turkey like that. It's free reign on cigs because the smoke is all over the place, and
Little flavor.
it's one of the days of the year where it's like it does not matter. No one's coming out and being like, "Are you guys smoking out here?" So
That is nice. All right, White Sox Dave.
I am gonna go with my tradition. What's funny?
I loved your quote earlier. I'm still thinking about it. We haven't had one of those in a while
What?
from you, I feel.
What?
Just because you do it every year doesn't mean it's tradition.
Tradition has to have like thought behind it. I feel like.
I know.
Like I
Sometimes
walk
traditions
every day.
just
Is
start
that-
organically. You don't put thought behind it. It's
That-
just something that just becomes
But
part of
that's
it.
me. Like tradition.
you go for a walk every day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's a tradition.
It breaks up though. I didn't walk today. I did run that this morning actually. I did tell you that.
Well,
Usually I start my day off with a nice long walk, and today I did it. But anyways, I think there has to be thought and like multiple people behind a tradition, not just like me shoveling food into my mouth on my own, sneaking food from the oven.
all right. How about this as an example? I eat hot dogs every opening day for baseball season. I cook them myself. That's a tradition.
That's a tradition.
That's just me.
100%.
But it's just me. It's not multiple people putting effort behind it. So I just disqualified one of your arguments.
But you do that because it's opening day. If I was cooking a turkey in the middle of June, I would do the same thing. I do it because the turkey's
what's
cooking,
your,
not because of the day.
Damn. The main primary definition of tradition, the lead definition on Merriam-Webster's, says it's generation to generation. It specifically says that
it's
it has to
handed
go
down.
from a generation
really?
to a generation, is the initial definition.
That's
Now there's
interesting.
obviously subsequent ones. Something that
I'm
is
out on
handed down,
Merriam-Webster's.
a long established or inherited
Of course
way of
not.
thinking, a continuing
It proves
pattern.
Ryan wrong, so he's not a
But the
Merriam-Webster's
lead,
guy.
I didn't know the lead definition of tradition
light
says
back
it has
on?
to go generation to generation. That's interesting.
Well,
Yeah,
now,
I got the
So
fucking
now are you guys? Can you take back your
Well,
Lafayette
I think
my
we all
quote?
have to redraft our traditions
Yeah.
now because it goes generation to generation. The tradition here is like
Not
the
me.
Pilgrims. We gotta go deep.
Thanksgiving is the tradition.
Well, yeah, like you know what the tradition is? We fucking have a
We
holiday.
have a big holiday,
Yeah.
fourth Thursday of November.
So we needed.
what's your tradition, White Sox Dave?
Going to the casino with William Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard him plan it with his dad this morning on the phone.
How'd that go?
Sounds like he wanted to talk to you for about 15 seconds, and you obliged him.
I did.
Yeah.
But how'd the conversation go?
He said you've got a grand earmarked for the casino.
That's right.
So it is funny, and I do think it is a good tradition, and I think everybody agrees with me that it is funny and like we get it. Now, having said that, is it a little sad?
Not really, because my family's all over the
depressing?
country, or the world at this point. My sister's at this moment. She's back in Germany for the military. Sister in California, but we all congregate for Christmas, and we also go to the casino on Christmas. But that's like the entire family. This for Thanksgiving, it'll just be my dad and I.
I'll say I'm a little jealous of this tradition this year because usually we have a big Thanksgiving with my parents, but my brother is going to be down in Florida. My older sister is doing it with her in-laws, and my younger sister is going to like Europe or something for some reason. So it's like,
you got
what's up, Mom and Dad?
It's like, hey, dude, this fucking Lions game stinks.
Right.
Let's go do something. What's open that can entertain us? Oh, let's go to the casino. And it is the best casino in all of Illinois, might I add, the Aurora Hollywood Casino. Mm-hmm. It is a Penn property. But there was another year, so we always do it while we're cooking the turkey because, 3 hours at a casino is plenty of time. That's all you need. There was one year where I was insanely fucking hot at the craps table to the point where I'm playing $100 hands, which doesn't happen often for me. And I feel my dad breathing down my neck. He's broke as a joke. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I'm on a heater. Like, stop looking at my chips. Stop asking me how much money I'm up with. Stop. You're going to ruin the juju. And eventually he went and got re-hot, and then he won a few $100. I won a couple grand. And we get back to the turkey, and it is literally a ball of charcoal. A ball of charcoal because I got so hot. So that's the risk you run when you go to the casino while the turkey's cooking.
All right. I love the tradition.
Thank you, Ed.
You're up again. You need another pick.
I'm gonna go things you hate because I still don't even know what song comes to my head for this time of year, but I'm gonna say Saying Grace. Fuck Saying Grace.
And here's anti-Catholic Dave checking in.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's a little like
you don't say it for any other meal. Fuck saying it for Thanksgiving.
It's a little,
No, I know. I'm just joking. I got to tell you. I don't know if I should say this.
No, say it. You can't say it and then not say it. That's against the rules.
I actually can't say this one. I'll tell you afterwards.
Are you worried about getting canceled?
No. Within my own family.
exactly. Right,
worried about getting canceled by my family. Yeah.
I agree. It's just
it's performative, and you know how I hate the performative virtue signaling.
Do you ever step up? Like, did they ever have you lead it, Dave?
No, if I were at someone that like a significant other's or something, I would suck it up and just like be thinking bad thoughts in my head the entire time the prayer's going on.
Yeah.
If it's my family, like my immediate family, I'd be like, "What fucking Saint Grace? What are you talking about?" Like, no.
Can I give you I kind of agree with you guys, but I think if there is one day to give thanks for your food, it would probably be Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
To that magical wizard in the sky.
I think it's a good
That's a simpleton view.
Like, I agree with the idea, but I think the actual fact of saying grace has gone away. And also, like, it's a thing our parents did, and then everybody does like the cliche thing, at least in my family, like the thankful for this food, and then they like somebody will do like the what the fuck is it? Like the good fuck. My gosh, let's eat or some shit like that. They always end it with that. Like, just take a moment to be thankful of the people you're around, that you're not working, that you're all, healthy, shit like that. Like,
thank you, Rico.
Take that minute, but you don't need to like say the fucking, third letter of the Corinthians and take 10 minutes. Like, take a quick moment, bow your head, and then be like, all right, pass me the mashed potatoes. Like,
Yeah.
It's more about the moment than it is actually saying things.
That's what makes it performative, and that's why I hate it.
Well, it's not necessarily. He's saying it's not. It's like it's filling a place of something. It's like this. We're being thankful. We're being thankful, and this is how we show it, even if you don't like it. But like, it's better than. I'd rather say grace than everyone going around the table saying what they're thankful for. That's awkward as fuck.
Oh yeah, then you got your cousin saying Xbox, and you're like, well,
yeah.
His mom scolds him. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Just let the kid cut his fucking turkey. It's cold anyway.
Rico, do you know I play Call of Duty with one of your brothers?
Yes.
All right. Saying grace, Dave. Carl, you're up again.
I'm thankful for that, actually.
Something to eat. I have a place, but it's not this place. It's this type of place. So I'll use my place as an example, Rosie's, which is the late night place in my neighborhood down the street from my house. We went to when we were kids till through high school, through college, and then when you go home for Thanksgiving, I remember, you're in your 20s, your parents be like, come home for Thanksgiving, and you come home Wednesday, and you go out to the bars, and it's like, fuck, dude, let's go hit some Rosie's, and you really only get it like once or twice a year. So it's like your hometown. I'm trying to think, it's like your hometown late night place.
What do they serve? What do you get?
I get a gyro, but
okay.
So
it's
like,
a diner, right?
But the thing to eat isn't like the thing to eat is your hometown late night. I think it's anybody's.
A diner.
It's all yeah.
After
it's
the bars, right?
It's like your. So it's not like an item of food. I'm not taking like a specific item of food. I want to take generally like your hometown late night place.
Okay.
Yeah, it's anything to eat after the bars, right, Carl?
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Yeah, but
It's
it's more like about. It's not just about anything. Because if like I go out to the bars or whatever, and we get like, it's about being like, while I'm back in Oak Lawn for a night. I'm back in Oak Lawn for a couple nights. Like, sitting around drunk. Like, dude, we gotta go. Fuck, man, let's go run it back at Rosie's. And then you pull up to Rosie's and the fucking guys drive-through, and you're like, man, nothing's fucking changed. It's the best feeling.
Nope.
Not the best feeling, but it's a good feeling.
That's a great pick. Eddie, do we hit him with story time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could hit us.
Thanksgiving Eve 2000. I've definitely told this story. Thanksgiving Eve 2007, I want to say, or 8, around then. No, I was out of college, I think. Either way. Was clubbing, it's hitting the bar hard. It's like 3:30 in the morning. All my friends who I was with there kind of disappear. Walk across the street to King's Arms, the diner, which a lot of people affectionately refer to as King's Arms Pit because it's a fucking hellhole. Walk in, my buddies are at the table. There's no seats with them directly. There's 2 girls that I'm friends with that are waiting for a cab across the island. Long story short, I order a bacon, egg, and cheese, fries, and a Coke. I'm like, just put it on their tab because I'll go move a chair over. We'll all go sit together. The food comes in like 2 seconds. My buddy sends over the bill, the whole bill for me. I go to the waitress. I'm like, oh, it's not that funny. Then they're breaking my chops. Again, we're like overserved. I leave in a huff. I throw the money. I'm like, screw this. I leave. They call me. They're like, yo, come back. Like, we'll take a cab together. I'm like, nah, you guys are breaking my chops. Like, I do a lot for the family. I'm Santa at the Christmas party. Clear as day, without missing a beat. My buddy goes, oh, yeah? You sucked as Santa Claus. So now I'm walking down the bar, down the stripper bars, smashed, yelling, I didn't suck as Santa Claus. My sister somehow was like in the thing. She picked me up. She's like, what are you yelling about fucking Santa Claus? Their family was cracking up about it the next day. It all happened at the diner. It's unbelievable. They still tell the story to this day.
So what was the real review, though? Were you a good or bad Santa?
I was a great Santa, yeah. I used to get little scoops of the kids. One kid cut his eyebrow off shaving with his dad's razor. So like, at least in my family, I heard they do this in Tom's family. When you had Santa, they would you would sit on a lap and he would break your balls. Be like, hey Eddie, I heard you're really struggling in math this year. You got like a 66 average, and like you'd be in like Santa would roast you. So like I did it with my cousins. They were like, I was like, oh, are you Danny? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, I didn't recognize you with both eyebrows, and the whole room is like cracking up. Like I was a good Santa.
That's a good Santa. Instead of being just a fat asshole.
What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah, that had some zing to it. I like that.
Rico, you're up again.
I am? All right. I'll go with Oregon State. Mm-hmm. Maybe just being an Oregon guy. Like, I think it's pretty positive. It's always Friday night. I think that's a good, like, I love that you get basically a whole day of those games. Everybody take a rivalry so far?
No, I haven't yet.
All right. Well, you can't pick this because it's not a rivalry, but if we were doing game, the Maui Championship is up there too. But it's not a set thing. It's not a rivalry. Let's face it. Like, it's not. And they're idiots for moving it from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock when everyone's traveling. Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
But anyway, Oregon State. I just love Oregon. They're usually better. Oregon State's better this year, but it seems like they can hang in it or like ruin the game, Oregon's season. So it's way closer than you expect. Again, a name, they had to change this, but like for years it was called the Civil War because it's the within state rivalry. Yep. Cool name. I know bad connotations, but cool name. Yeah, I'm going with Oregon State.
I love this game too, Rico, and I don't know why this is, but in my head, it's always like the shittiest weather. It's always pouring, sleeting rain, little wintry mix. It's always like a disgusting, ugly game with like turnovers, and it's so fun to watch. Like that Oregon State game is always great. It's a good pick.
All right, it's to me. I need a food and I need a song. I'm gonna go song last. I'm gonna go pumpkin pie. It just hits the most on.
Do you go Alamo, Dad?
With whipped cream?
No.
It's ice cream.
Ice cream.
No, just whipped cream.
Do you heat it up or room temp?
Room temp for sure.
Great consistency, great texture.
It does
It's
got
a
good
very
texture.
it's a very pleasurable and enjoyable experience to eat, and I don't even mean the flavor or whatever. I'm just talking about purely from a standpoint of having food in your mouth and how it feels. Pumpkin pie, if we did a draft, I think pumpkin pie could get drafted of like great foods in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know,
I would like that's a weird thing to say, but I know what you're saying.
I know
what you're
exactly. Like
saying.
texture, we're like popcorn's not a great experience at
No.
all. The flavor though,
Yeah.
wow, that's good flavor. That sharp skirt steak again, bad experience, great flavor. I could go through this all day. Filet mignon, what a fucking a nice soft wagyu maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, pumpkin pie. Rich.
There's other foods, but this is like I said. I went with this one because this is really that. This weekend is when it really hits.
Well, pecan, you know.
Yeah, true.
Sure.
But
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
there's a couple heavy hitters, and even so, pumpkin it stands alone.
correct. Like it'd be weird to eat pumpkin pie in June.
You can't.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
I would though. If someone was serving
Sure.
out pumpkin pie, I'm not
Yeah,
turning
but
down
you'd be
pumpkin
like,
pie.
now?
Yeah.
I'd
Like
say,
that's
why
the
do you do
one. Like
pumpkin?
people say pumpkin. It's overhyped. Pumpkin pie like deserves it.
Are pumpkins an annual gourd? Can I grow a pumpkin in September? Can I grow it in July, or is it just like pumpkins just come around? This is the month they come up, and then they're gone.
I think it's considered a winter vegetable, right? Like it's same as
fall.
like a squash and
A
all
squash
that.
family.
It's just
Yeah.
like that, like an eggplant. So it's not like pumpkin pie exists in November because that's when the pumpkins are here.
I feel like you harvest them then. Yeah, I could be wrong.
Well, that's the great debate about Thanksgiving foods. Like, is it really that good? Because no one makes a turkey in June. No one makes a turkey in February. Like, same with cranberries. When do you get cranberries? Like, stuffing, I think, is slept on, but stuffing's not really rotated out. Yams, like, Thanksgiving food, it's weird. It's very polarizing, if you ask me.
I like
It
yams.
is.
I like him.
Dave, you look confused. You look
No,
confused.
I'm not. Well, I got.
Like, on that day, a lot of the foods are good. But if they're so good, why are they not rolling them out the rest
Yeah.
of the year?
That is
Yeah.
true, yeah.
A lot of
I never really-
lot of tipping happening.
The only
right
thing
now,
is like
fellas.
mashed potatoes is
Hey.
year round.
It's happening.
A lot of tipping.
Yeah.
Well, but we're at that point.
That's fine.
Kinda.
We're at that point. It's the fifth round, right?
I just looked up a pumpkin pie recipe because I was wondering what it would be like to
You
just
can't
cook
make
it from
it.
scratch. I mean, this recipe at allrecipes.com makes it look simple as can be. 50 minutes, 10 minutes of prep work, serves 8.
You definitely have to puree seeds, right? You probably got to fucking bake seeds, get a Vitamix.
Not really. You just need, your nutmeg, your cinnamon, of course,
So yeah,
eggs.
pumpkin pie's my pick. Chief, you're up.
All right, so I'll go. I need food and rivalry. I'll take food first, and I'm gonna take apple pie, but I'm taking it for breakfast the next day. Like that to me is like you have half a pie
The
in the
caveats
fridge.
in this draft are crazy.
Well, we're talking like what's your perfect?
Yeah.
What's your
Well,
perfect?
that?
I took Piano Man and you put me in DJs on a Wednesday night. I said
It-
I
but
want
it
to take
was-
Piano Man, and then you said,
But it was
well, we're
black-
at DJs and Wednesday,
No,
and you're
but it's
talking
like-
about caveats, songs, and
But
you
it's
said
Black
songs, and now I got to
Wednesday.
go to Jersey and listen to the song.
it's Black Wednesday.
Yeah, I love that because it's like, like you wake up and like I usually get up, like it's usually just my dad and I that get up. We're like the early guys. And, it doesn't matter. Like, we're both coming down, we're putting on, whatever Sports Center or whatever. And we just sit there on the couch. And if he gets down there first, he's having a piece of pie. I get down there first. I'm having, like we're both just having like, and it's like you trick your brain where it's almost like, like this is like some kind of like breakfast pastry because it's been sitting there. It's a little mushy, but it's cold. It's You don't, yeah, and I don't reheat it. I just think it's fucking awesome. It's like one of my favorite things is to basically snake whatever's left of the pie for breakfast that next Friday, that Friday morning. So breakfast apple pie or apple pie, however on the graphic, I don't care. And then for the game, this was one that was marquee. You can't miss it for my formative college football years. Florida State. You get the tomahawk chop. You know, they had those. They're both in the. That's what they do, Dave. The Seminole.
You're appropriating stereotypes.
They do that, and they still do that. And the Seminole Nation loves Florida State. So shut up. And so that game like always mattered. It always had national championship implications. One time in the '90s, they played each other, and I think Florida State beat Florida. And then the way things shook out, Spurrier came back and they played in the national championship, the Sugar Bowl, and Florida won. And then like I just have the memory of like one of Tebow's like big moments where they're playing in a rainstorm at Florida State and he got tackled and all the paint was all over him and he looked like he was like some kind of bloody fucking warrior, but it was just paint. It's like an iconic picture where he's yelling. That game, it's lost its luster in the last 10 years or so as both programs kind of took a dive. But from the 90s until like the end of Urban Meyer at Florida, that might have been the game for the national championship that you could count on as a rivalry, Florida State. You don't like it?
Down. Yeah, it's a big one.
No, this is what I almost took over USC Notre Dame. I love this game. I actually went to it. I didn't go to the game, though. I went down
for the tailgate?
Yeah, so I went for the tailgate, and we like just decided not to the game because we were still in college.
Yeah.
We were like, we don't want to spend the money. But it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fucking great rivalry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And like that's one of those ones, too, where it's like they genuinely hate each other. And you know they're not in the same conference, but it's like they're playing for a state championship. Mm-hmm. And I love that game. I love that rivalry. Mm-hmm. I wish both those programs were like perennial top 15 teams again. And I think where's Florida State now, Rico? They've kind of had a decent year, right? They're ranked.
I actually love them this weekend in their team total. Well, this is last weekend, but either way, if you're watching this, hopefully they're hanging on Louisiana. But Norvell took a little while to get things going, but yeah, they've started to hang it on people.
I know they killed Syracuse last week.
Yeah, if you can get the NIL going with these guys, and the ACC stinks, like So, yeah, I want this to be like big. You want this to be a big game. It has lost its luster. You want this, and Florida stinks this year too. So it's
I think they're like 6-4. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't understand why those teams with that talent pool in that state can't be like just. They should never be like, oh, I hope we make a bowl game. Like that is just unspeakable. And so I hope they both get it going. And I will also say I kind of hate both of these teams. Like they're teams like if they're in a bowl game against somebody or a meaningful game, I'm usually just kind of rooting for the other team. And I don't know why, but I like when they're both good.
Mm-hmm. You know who's like that now? Like you can't really watch college sports anymore. My dad, because he's been around so long. So he's got so many different levels of like hating teams and like years. So it's like, why do you hate Florida State?
Free Shoes University.
Yeah, they were there when you were going against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
When I was doing that. It's like, why do you hate Florida? It's like, well, I hate the SEC bias. It's like, well, when did that start? Oh, the last 10 years. So like eventually he's just gonna be watching the fucking on-demand channel of the Chicago State final. That's all we got.
All right, Florida State is your final pick. Back to me. I need my song. I mean, I guess I'm crazy here. When I said Black Wednesday, like you think bars when you think Black Wednesday.
You think of what you do on Black Wednesday. You think of bars. So there are times I've gone to bars, but I also fucking times I sit at fucking Andy Swysicki's basement and we fucking beers.
But I think you had your bar period and then you have your period where you just like do nothing really, right?
Yeah.
That's
it
what
just
I'm saying.
Changes though. Well, phases, there are more phases than just going to the bar. So yeah, the bar phase was a fucking thing.
I don't know.
Hanging out with your buddies from high school is a thing.
See, it's kind of like cyclical.
Now it's hanging out. Honestly, now it's hanging out with my dad. And when we're on their side or in-laws, when I got to go to my wife's the night before, then she and I go out to a nice dinner and fucking get loaded.
What do you think, Dave?
Is Ed too young for this draft?
I think Ed just doesn't have phases.
No, I'm just like I think Black Wednesday.
He's like, I think that does have a lot to do with it.
It's like you have this like extended post-college life where like, yeah, you're 30, you got roommates. You're like, yeah, we're going to the bars. Like, I know.
But,
that,
but I'm not
like,
saying I don't
I'm
do
not
this
in that.
anymore. But I'm like, all right, what reminds me of Black Wednesday? Because like I said, Black Wednesday songs. Black Wednesday means nothing to me now. I don't do anything for it. But Black Wednesday songs is like, all right, when did Black Wednesday mean something to me? I look back, I'm like, all right, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, I looked at the
Unwritten.
fucking top. I looked at the top hits, and I'm like, that's a song.
Okay,
I
then
think
draft
about
it.
walking in.
Yeah,
no,
you're right.
Yes,
it's all phases.
Yes.
Like, and again, like when my dad was my age now, like 35, 37, he was taking us to the basketball game on, that was Thanksgiving Eve to him. You know, you take your kids to the basketball game on Thanksgiving Eve, you go out to Danino's, get a pizza, you're in bed by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you told me if I was ever
nice.
going to be in bed 10 o'clock Thanksgiving Eve 2007, 2008 with a fresh shirt, I'd take a bullet before I did that.
Yeah.
I'd literally take a bullet before I did that. So, like, it's all fucking, cyclical.
It is. And I think like fuck. You think walking into like the fucking at Edison Park, fucking Emerald Isle. You think, oh, the dude, he can't get his ID. You think of the plastic shitty cups. You think of fucking, dude, this guy's in a fight. This person can't get.
Or even a keg, a keg party in high school, like.
And I think of a song like
woods.
fucking. The perfect song I thought of was like fucking Rack City.
Rack City, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. There's something fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
All right, Rack
Like,
City
I
on the
mean,
board.
I have a similar song.
Yes, like
on your titties,
because it's
100 deep
Don't-
VIP, no guesses.
Exactly.
You don't know who you fucking with. Got my other bitch fucking with my other bitch.
yes, like to me that's like a
Fucking all
fucking
night
yes.
long.
That's a good. If you were making a movie about your life, Eddie, at Thanksgiving Eve, that would be a song that the director would play
Man.
in that.
I
You know how certain
honestly, if I
songs
had
like
to pick
hit-
that's like that would have been on my list of like fucking those types of songs. It's
You know
an
what I mean?
inside joke with
Like-
my brothers, and we love that is the funniest. We'll like text that song to each other. Just
Really?
randomly.
You know what I mean? Like you walk in, like you see, like, oh my God, there's this person from this person from this person. Oh, dude, there's that like Rack City bitch, Rack
It's a
City
song.
bitch.
It's literally. It's
Absolutely.
just a song about throwing money on fucking hookers and strippers.
Exactly. I think it's like a perfect like bar era.
And
Black
like
Wednesday
Emerald
song.
Isle too, Edison Park, like
God.
Jesus, fuck, like coming in there, a bunch of guys working at the airport, drinking buckets of Miller Lite.
It's like the
fucking
most-
sitting around bitching about their high school girlfriends they're married to, and then like Rack City comes on and everybody knows the fucking lyrics. That's funny.
This is the most ill-fitting song, yeah, but it's just like I don't know. I think I went to fucking Bourbon Street for Black Wednesday one
I'm
year.
gonna take the
Oh,
fucking.
you know,
how is
I'm
that?
thinking
New
that
Year's every year.
Bourbon
Is
Street
it?
is the number one spot on Southside for Black Wednesday.
Black Wednesday?
100%.
Yeah,
No
it's gotta
fucking
be,
doubt
yeah.
about it.
It's huge.
Absolute
Yeah.
best banger fucking place for Black
And like
Wednesday.
you think fucking Rack
Yes.
City probably tore the roof off that place in 2000 fucking.
Well,
12.
I mean, also they probably had like spin doctors playing up front.
Yeah,
You know how that
exactly.
place
Yeah.
is. That's a wide range
Oh,
demographic.
yeah.
You got a bunch of fucking. I was saying the guy's like, yeah, taking the fucking detectives test next. Oh, great
Yeah,
song.
You want that? You want to crash my party anytime in the back? You just walk fucking,
I
a
did
couple
think-
fucking football fields back. That's all you need.
You had me going there, Ed. I was. If you asked me what I was gonna predict, I would have said I thought you were gonna do an LMFAO. I really thought you were.
No. I gave them a look though. I
Party
did.
rocket in the.
I gave them a look, but no. Rack City by Tyga. You guys don't hate it as much as I thought you did.
No,
so.
I like it.
It's a great song. It's
Yeah.
Black Wednesday. I want good music on.
Gets it going.
Rico.
All right, so everybody pick a song.
Yeah.
All right, you guys left.
No, White Sox Dave is not.
No, I. But you're not gonna pick mine, so speak away.
All right, yeah, but whatever. I have a Mount Rushmore here written down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of them are on the board. So this is very tough for me, and I'll go through them. All I Want for Christmas Is You is a phenomenal tradition at 3 o'clock in the morning at the bar.
It is.
Phenomenal place. Like if you want, the DJs, if they do the right thing, shout out Mike Egan, plays it late. They get rewarded for sticking around. You make it through the crowds, you make it through the fights. They reward you with that. Levels is timeless. I think like they could delete the whole music history in 40 years. Levels would be the only thing they left. We'd be okay. Levels was lit, would be good. Mr. Brightside is a phenomenal bar. When you talk about all-time bar song, that's number one. But Thanksgiving Eve, I'm turning up. Robin S.
Let's
Show Me
fucking
Love.
go.
The only time I've ever seen a girl tear an ACL leaving the bathroom line to get out on the dance floor. Like legit.
I didn't hear the song.
And she's still. What?
I'm sorry. I didn't even hear what you picked.
Robin S. Show Me Love. You got to show me love. It's fucking unbelievable. Girl stopped on a dime. Like, she was like this, turned her ACL to go out on the dance floor. Fucking
You could hear the pop. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I heard it. I was right in front of her, and then she still almost ran me over. Yeah.
I was waiting for it, Rico. I knew this was coming.
Yeah, it's the best.
There was a period wherever this song came on, I would just send Rico a video. Remember that,
Plus,
Rico?
put somebody who's 21 out of college. They know about it because of TikTok or like them being in the bar scene. Put somebody like me at 35, and then put somebody like, I don't know, 10 years older than me, like 45, 46. You'd be like, oh, it's like this is a family. I've heard this at a wedding. I heard this at Janine's wedding last week. Like,
yeah, great pick.
Time.
I want this draft to be over so I go listen to the song.
Especially for you.
Bopping over here, Rico.
It's a great song.
Great pick.
Robin S. the remix.
Yeah,
Robin S. Especially with the background AC. That's another story you've told before. It's a classic. Tearing
Which
ACLs.
one?
Tearing ACLs, Robin S. Yeah.
Legit, like, people think I'm joking. Like, I watched her fucking just tearing ACLs.
West Bar, shout out, Fun Anthony. Carl.
So I have to pick something I hate, and this is like one of those things you hate because like Thanksgiving happens. So this isn't as like hate, like I hate this, but I'm like Thanksgiving happens and you're just like, I fucking hate that I don't have stuffing more often. Why is stuffing once a year? I hate that the fact that if I love stuffing so much, it's the first thing I go to. I cover it. Now I know people say, well, what makes it great is you have it once a year. No.
Pizza would be great, or is great year round.
No, I'll have pizza 5 times a week and it's great.
I've had it twice this week.
So I'm not saying like I don't know if stuffing remains like elite as it is right now in my life, but it's certainly fucking good enough that like, hey, it's mid-December. Like I go out to dinner and someone's like, you can have mashed potatoes, you can French fries, side salad. Like, come on, lady, throw me some stuffing.
And this is the one.
You control your own destiny on this, though.
Yeah, but
you can make your stuffing.
I can, but it's
fuck
like
that,
not a
dude. This is what I was just about. You get the shitty box stuffing.
Yeah, the worst
and you
thing
just
is that fucking
make
stuffing. I can only
like
have
the instant
the only
stuffing.
weekend you have stuff. It bothers me.
Nah. Grandma's stuffing always hits different. Aunt Susie's like,
just
stuffing.
that and cranberry sauce, dude. That's the only two things where the cheaper the better.
But are you saying that like what I'm talking about doesn't even exist? Like, what do you mean, just casual
I'll give
stuffing?
you one even better, Carl. I'll give you one even better. I think stuffing should be embraced by barbecue joints.
Oh, perfect.
How have they not?
Like
pulled pork and some
pulled pork, brisket, mac and cheese, like cornbread.
This
you know
is
what else would be a phenomenal side that they just don't offer? Stuffing.
Yeah.
This is the smartest thing ever said on this podcast.
The way that Carl was talking about it, like, when he was listing off all these sides, now I kind of think, like, if you go to a nice steakhouse in Chicago, you should be able to, like, I'll have the mashed potatoes and the stuffing.
Yeah,
like,
if I'm going to sit down and do a tomahawk, like, whatever, you're going to sit down and spend a lot of money on a cut of meat. I don't think it's preposterous to be like, guys, can you just, like, fire up a little stovetop for the boys?
Yeah.
Like a table stuffing. Big spoon.
Yeah, you always share the sides, yeah.
So the hate is like, I know it's coming. I can't wait for the stuffing. And even while I'm eating Thanksgiving dinner, like it's just crap. I'm like, this should be here. This should be more available. And I'm not saying it has to be every day. I'm not saying go to Manny's Deli and the guy's coming in there and now all of a sudden there's a fucking stuffing dish in the cafeteria line. No. But just a more robust presence, I think, would be much appreciated for a lot of guys. A lot of guys out there.
Yeah.
It's even better. It's even better too if you go to a group or a family that like doesn't like stuffing as much, so you don't got a lot of like heavy scoopers, and you look while you're eating. Like you always do that too. Like the mac and cheese, the good stuff. You look back like, hey, what's left? Because you're going up for a second plate. If that stuffing has like a little sliver cut out and it's only yours, oh man, you're in heaven. You're like, I got free reign on this thing. Nobody likes this. Let's go. I might eat. What's the house record? Let's set it up. Here we go.
I'll get mad if I think the stuffing leftovers are imbalanced or if I got shortchanged.
Oh yeah.
I would say, whoa. Let me see Brian's bag. Where's Kevin?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, White Sox Dave, Mr. Irrelevant.
I like blasting classic rock all times of year, really, but specifically on Black Wednesday in the Touch Tunes. And the song that immediately came to my mind was Hollywood Nights by Bob Seger. Thoughts? It's not like I wish that there was some
I would like that in my
pizzazz
to
that
song.
pick, but it's like I I go out of my way to play it every Thanksgiving. Not necessarily on Black Wednesday, but with my dad, like he's got a Bose little Bluetooth thing that will fire up.
Can we hear a rendition?
Sing it.
Hollywood nights and them Hollywood hills. It's a good upbeat song, and it gets us pumped up for the casino.
Bob Seger, I associate with summer.
I think he's more fall. Like a Rock, that's a fall
Night
song.
Moves. That's a summer song.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Is there a saxophone at the start of Turn the Page?
Yeah, that is a sax. Bum, 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 bum.
Maybe the greatest beginning to any song. I like
You know what?
Real American man.
That might be one of the greatest openings to a song ever.
You're just like, let's
Fucking
go, Bobby.
He doesn't get talked to.
There.
Him and Jackson
You know?
Brown, I would say, don't get talked enough like they should be. But like I would put them on the pantheon of like the Bruces and things.
Bob Seger, just the
Bruce-
Bruce. You say Bob Seger, like you're badass. Now,
Bob
nothing
Seger's
against Bob or
fucking-
Bruce Springsteen. You just brought his name up as an example, like all-time performer,
Yeah.
all-time performer,
Billy Joel.
obviously. But Bob Seger's cooler. He's cool.
Yeah.
I think he definitely is cooler.
Yeah.
He's got that more rugged cowboy feel to him.
There's that story I've told about Jackson Brown where like the Eagles moved out to California and they just happened to like rent the apartment above Jackson Brown. It was like before either one of them had like popped off, and they would listen to him like practice and listen to him write songs. And they're like, if we didn't move into that apartment, we would have never learned how to be professional musicians, because the way that Jackson Brown, like, he's like, I'm going to do that same lyric with a little bit higher note, or I'm going to play it like just 2 seconds faster. Like, and he would just do it over and over and over. And they're like, God damn, this guy's work ethic. And
that's something fascinating to like those. Sorry, Chief. The happenstances or coincidences of people like greatness finding each other randomly.
Yeah.
You know, like I was watching. Now I'm gonna forget the guy's name, but there was a documentary on high school point guards in New York on Showtime that wasn't great because I knew all the stories, having like consumed this stuff like so much. You know, if it was like something on Notre Dame, like you'd be like, what can you really teach me?
Yeah.
You know, so like I knew a lot about it, but I think Sham God had like Earl Monroe or one of those guys of that age was his gym teacher, and somebody like showed him like a VHS tape, and, like his friend, and he was like, I think I know that guy, and they went to him and like, hey, were you like, did you play in the league? He's like, oh yeah, he was just teaching him gym, and the both of them turned out to be like unbelievable fucking ball handlers, you know, like just the randomness of these guys finding each other is like fascinating to me.
That is
interesting.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's read through these real quick, and then we'll do some honorable mentions. We'll get out of here. Chief, travel, Illinois high school state championship, stay by Jackson Brown, breakfast apple pie, Florida State, Eddie post-meal nap, Notre Dame USC, having to work on Friday, pumpkin pie, Rack City by Tyga, Rico leftover sandwich, going to the bar on Thanksgiving Eve, the cold weather, Oregon State, Show Me Love by Robin S., Carl, Michigan, Ohio State, Piano Man by Billy Joel, cooking 2 turkeys, hometown late night place, only weekend we can get stuffing, White Sox Dave, stuffing while it's cooking, Alabama, Auburn, going to the casino with Dad, St. Grace, Hollywood Nights by Bob Seger. Let us know who you would want to, whose Thanksgiving break you would want the most on Twitter.
The answer is obviously me, because you're going into a casino and you're going to dive bars.
All right. Who would go to a club?
On Thanksgiving Eve? I don't know.
Honorable mentions. The Paul Bunyan's axe. Pretty sick.
It's a good one.
Lincoln's hat.
The Apple Cup.
The Apple Cup.
Yep.
I was very. I mean, it's not that weekend, but just shout out Carmel Rita rivalry this weekend.
Well, it's passed by now. We don't know.
I know
when.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I that immediately came to my mind, but I was like, not this weekend.
Getting a Christmas tree. I feel like that's what we always did. Like after at some point that weekend after Thanksgiving, you get your Christmas tree.
Yeah.
The people who start to put up the Christmas decorations Thanksgiving night, too, like, come on, chill out.
That's a little overachieving.
They put them up that night, like after the meal.
I've seen it. I think my aunt does it just to get it out of the way. Like, like, chill
that's
out.
a little too much work for me.
I had things you hate. I think turkey still kind of stinks.
I had that too.
There's a lot of bad foods. We touched on that. Eating early sucks. Like I mean, 2:30 is a little early. Like it's a little ridiculous to eat. I had those rivalries. Tradition, picking out your shirt, or like I guess unveiling your outfit. That's a good one for Wednesday night. Getting woken up
on November 1st. Don't forget it. You're going 3 weeks early.
Unveiling the shirt. You're right. Getting woken up Thanksgiving morning, like with your head spinning. That's a tradition. Truthfully being thankful. And then I like this one now that we've got a little bit older and like your siblings go to different bars, like, you know, 4 different crowds. Gossiping Thanksgiving morning. Like,
oh,
we're doing
I like that.
Recap. Like, oh, yeah, like, hey, did you see that fight the other night? Yeah, kid got his fucking head split into the wall. And they're like, oh, did you run into Susie? Yeah, she looks good. She was asking about you. She was asking about me. Recapping. Yeah. Like, it's a good one.
I like that Susie's always like your hypothetical name. I don't know if I've ever met a Susie.
I've never met a Susie.
Okay.
That's why it works.
Now people know I'm definitely not talking about them.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
There's no, you can't leave any, what's the thing in the beginning of a movie? Like loosely based on real events?
Yeah.
Yeah. Turkey Bowl.
Turkey Bowl is a good one. That's
that
a miss.
has to be talked about.
That was on my thing of things I don't like.
Really?
It's like,
Oh, dude, we had so
As a
much
kid,
fun with
yeah.
that.
as a
when we were
kid,
in
it's
high school,
awesome,
I
but-
loved
Oh,
doing
dude, in
that.
high school we played tackle football Thursday
Yeah.
Same,
morning.
but like
Same.
now,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, Turkey Bowl.
I have watching the dog shit Lions game, like just trudging through it. There's something about
There's
it.
something
that's
great
awesome.
about that.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's why I
They
like it.
start early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah,
Great
fucking-
one. That has, to me, the funniest scene in like movie history where John Candy takes his socks off on a plane. He starts smelling them. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have seen
great.
it,
It's such a good movie.
It's great.
Scent of a Woman is a good Thanksgiving movie too.
This is the first night you can start watching
So is
Home Alone.
Stepmom. So is
I would say.
Stepmom. I think she dies at the end of it, but it's a good movie.
It's a very
Friendsgiving.
sad movie.
Friendsgiving stinks too.
I don't hate a friend.
What's wrong with a Friendsgiving?
It's I don't know. You're cooking all the food. Yeah, let's just drink.
But you are gonna drink, but you just have a nice meal
you
too.
just eat before.
We can order a pizza or something.
All right. Arizona State too. I think that's a good. I think that's underrated.
But that game is, I don't think that's ever been a big game. Like, has there ever been something significant?
No, but I do think that, like in state, I think those people
You think they care?
a little bit, as much as they can care. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I love, I mean, it wasn't a category, but there's something great about Thanksgiving. And this can happen with like 4th of July, especially if you're not working and you get a great like weekend where 4th of July is on Thursday. Like Thanksgiving, the great part about this holiday is it's baked in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's 5 days off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a great element of waking up from a nap and being like, oh shit, like we got the NFL tomorrow, and you're like, nah man, it's Friday. It's like it's only Saturday.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That's
oh,
good.
Not knowing what day it is at all times, it is awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. Another thing I'm thankful for is the NFL giving us a primetime Thanksgiving game. Like, I feel like that started like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
nice.
like that's nice. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Egg Bowl too. The Egg Bowl is a good one.
Yeah. That's nice that they moved it too.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I didn't really even care about the Egg Bowl till I met these 2 idiots from Mississippi.
I always
like
like
egg,
the Egg Bowl. What?
Why is it an egg?
I don't know.
Do they got lots of eggs in Mississippi?
I don't know. Why is anything with those rivalries? Like
The Apple Cup makes sense to me. I feel like they grow a lot of
Land of
apples.
Lincoln hat?
Yeah, and then isn't Indiana Purdue like the bucket of nails, which might just be?
No, it's something. What is it?
I think it's the bucket of nails. Which if
Yeah,
Good
it's
draft,
like-
guys.
yeah,
Good
hold
draft.
up.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Really good draft.
Rico, as always, it's been fun, my friend. If this is,
This is
always
it.
good. If this is it.
Rico, I want to see picture or videos of you on social media fist bumping on 6 days from now on Wednesday night at DJ's.
Impossible.
It's not impossible. If there's a will, there's a way.
Nah, there's nowhere. The thing is, like, who are you gonna go out with? I mean, I literally would be going out with myself.
I mean, you're Rico Bosco. You can't go out by yourself. I got the same issue. I don't have any friends.
Half the fun is the chase. Half the fun is the chase. You don't know what you're coming home with. You don't know what you're gonna do. You could hit 900. You could hit zero. Like my chasing days are done. It's not a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, you're
Now
right.
I'm just gonna get bumped.
depressing.
I'm gonna get bumped into a bunch of Vinnies and Sals who think I am in the chase. I'm like, no, dude, I'm retired. Leave me alone. You know?
Rico, as always, thank you. It was fun, man.
Yeah, hey, if this is the last one, it was fun, guys.
It was.
Well, I mean, you could come back here and do like a little freelance appearance if you want.
Won't be the same.
Your contract's up again?
Won't be the same.
Yeah.
Did you hire or how's your agent? I should say is.
The Kirk, he's doing all right, but you know, he takes a lump sum every time. I think I'm getting more. He's taking more of a lump sum because he's doing the heavy lifting. So I think it's like 80. It's down to 80-20, but in his favor. Somehow he gets 80%. I don't know what I signed up for.
All right, Rico. Thanks, man. Thanks, everybody, for listening. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We will see you then.